podcast?
Yeah, because I got jits and I'm just, I talked to my therapist and I'm like, there's rested. I've got, out of this, the fight and the whole like, hey, 100 mile an hour. And I was like, what? Like, okay, fuck, dude, like, stop. Like, everything, I disagree with everybody's opinion about what I should do. I'm just stopping. And then get sick, stress, get sick, and I'm like, I don't even feel like working out anymore. And then like all that stuff started to wear off lately, and I'm like in the backyard moving around. I'm like, man, when are you gonna go? Like,
getting super sweaty is the best therapy, man. It really.
My knee is loose as fuck, dude. Like when I stretch, I can't even. When you do you squat, I don't go full squat no more because the shin starts to go out. But those stem cell dudes are coming to they're doing it. They're coming to my podcast, and then I'm going to Dallas, and they're hooking me up, and then coming on the show to talk about it afterwards. So. But I did Saxons on Tuesday. Oh my god, dude. After like 4 months of not being at Saxons, that was just... And I'm just like... I'm like, I can't believe my leg is moving.
If I take time off of any type of striking and you go back, that's way worse than taking time off grappling. You know why?
Why?
Because you easily rest in the middle of a grappling match. You just pull guard or...
it's funny because I rolled with Eddie the next day and he started going 100%, and I remember he's so bad, dude. That's he could be so much better if he just worked a little bit. He just doesn't want to.
I put my punching kick.
I put my I got side control and just putting my ribs in his sternum, like taking his air away, and he's doing all the things that coach tells me not to do.
Right. And
he's known coach for 10 years longer than me.
But dudes like Eddie who are really good
being on the ground. He
really punching and kicking, really good at it. It's the same as like, if I was Brock Lesnar, I'd hate to punch and kick.
I know, dude, but just to me, I feel like I'm a better puncher than anything. That's why I do all the other ones.
Yeah, well,
especially at this point, dude. Like, I don't need to be better at anything. I just feel more like a well-rounded me if I do jiu-jitsu. I oftentimes do not enjoy it. I oftentimes go in that traffic all the way to fucking Pasadena or whatever, and I go, this is fucked.
Yeah.
And then, we sweat on each other, and I might get staph or something. I got a toe burn, and I'm like, I don't know if that was good. But then, when I rolled with Eddie, my son saw it. I told these guys, my son saw it. Me spin and grab Eddie, and and he looked at me, and I was like,
doing all the shit that you like, that's kind of uncomfortable. It's out of your comfort zone. That's the most important stuff.
Right.
I
just know it's because it's the drivers where I have the argument where I can stop. Like in the car, and I'm like, is LA so bad with traffic? You're like, well, we're not going anywhere. I could just go home. This is insane. And then I'm like, yeah, listen to that bitch go. Like, you're going, dude. Same with the kids. They were doing what I was doing when I was driving them to the valley. They were like, how long is it? It's probably an hour. I mean, I don't want to do this. I'm like, I don't really. Cars going there.
I'm the same. I'm just as bad though in many ways. Like, I know
you go to the gym every day, don't you?
I understand that, but I know that like I'm kind of Frankenstein-y. I don't move as well as I used to when I was a little more loose, and I should probably like be training with Nick, doing some yoga. But 3 days a week, I'm in there like deadlifting 5 million pounds.
You do yoga, right?
I do.
How's that? Because Ryan Hughes talks a mean game about that to the point where I was thinking that might be a thing that I would be looking into soon.
Here's what I say about yoga. It's exactly like AA meetings for me. I never want to go. I know I don't necessarily enjoy it while I'm doing it, and I'm at 100% of the time super happy I went when I leave.
I think
the start wasn't selling it, but
I think yoga's cool. I used to look forward to going.
Yeah. I don't like. I mean, who does? Who likes doing stuff that you're not naturally good at? Like right. It's like I know I should be swimming more, doing all these things that I struggle with, but I've always been naturally good at lifting weights, so I fall back on it.
Yeah, well, to me that was the biggest with Eddie the other day. I was like, I haven't trained for 3 months, maybe 4 months. You got caught twice by me, and you used to tap me 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought those 2 years of all those privates that I've done with Eric, sure, there was a lot of bad. I got hurt so many times.
Where do you go? 10th Planet, Pasadena?
Yeah. Just privates.
Because he opened up his own spot right out there.
Yeah, we used to roll at Hollywood, And then I was like, fuck being on the ground after I started seeing people like walking around with their fucking boxing shoes and walking back into the boxing ring onto that mat. I'm like, I don't want to get lessons in here anymore, dude. After getting stabbed 3 times, I'm just super paranoid. I have like these crazy bacterial wipes in my car, so like when I leave the gym, I have like a bird bath in the parking lot. I do not care what anyone thinks I look like. I got all these white towels I'm just rubbing all over me. People are like, what? I'm like, I don't care.
I've officially never felt worse than when I've had sex. That's
right?
the worst your body can ever feel.
3.
Yeah. Oh, it.
Camera's on, so don't talk about my wife anymore, okay?
So it's I think good news about the show.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. My art director, I gave her bad info.
I feel like you're attacking me.
You can choose not to start the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel more relaxed about that. Thank you.
Will texted that he'll be here sometime around the start of the show.
Okay. Awesome. It's always good to hear. It's hot in here.
Understand, it can't be bargained with, it can't be reasoned with, it doesn't feel pity, or remorse, or fear, and it absolutely will not stop, ever, until you are dead. Jason Ellis. Moose Knuckle. Red the Dragon. Night Danger. Canada. Uncircumcised. Philanthropy. Stupid stuff. Supercross. Hey. Nipple. Machete. Fashion. A scintillating bloodbath of hellacious fury. Evil. Cannabis. Interesting thing. Awesome. Radio.
Gonna take it all the way. You better give me my temporary icebreaker.
It's the Jason Ellis Show. Jason Ellis. Yeah, really great. Michael Tully. I thought they were trying something. Andrew Bruce. I'm an idiot. Kevin Kraft. Who would have thought eating a bowl of gum would pay off? Mike Catherwood. There's a gun in my head, Jason. I had to fuck. And Will Pendarvis. Fuck yeah, I'm Will Pendarvis. Also blown up. This is the Jason Ellis Show. Oh, don't hit back.
What the fuck? What's up? What's up, seriously? Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Don't forget who you are, alright? Maybe you don't even know who you are. Maybe you think you know who you are, but you have no idea. Maybe I know you better than you know yourself. Fred does say that?
Probably. I think he probably said a lot of things. One
Sounds
way or another.
thirsty.
Sit right. Come on! I know you all.
Feel it.
I feel like he said that. What other musical genius would? I know you better than it doesn't matter. Maybe it was a Black Flag song.
Gene Simmons.
I want to fight Gene Simmons.
That's far too cerebral for Gene Simmons. I'm not saying he's a dumb guy, but lyrically he's
Oh no, I wouldn't.
He's a
I
basic
didn't think he said
He's a
it in a
basic
song.
bitch. He's a talking what?
a talking cock.
I didn't think he said it in a song. I thought he would say it like to your face.
Oh yeah, right.
You know,
Well, saying it-
that you know yourself.
Yeah, saying it. Yeah, it is Limp Bizkit, isn't it? No. Wait, is it?
The song "Now I Know Why You Want to Hate Me" it is kind of similar to what you're saying.
You love that song, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of similar in the regard that
Pretty
it has
dark.
3 words and
It's a pretty dark song for Andrew to be into. I mean, that song's kind of scary for you.
I had a couple Limp Bizkit albums. I was a fan.
What's the difference between why is that so okay and why is Slipknot so terrifying to you?
Good point.
Masks.
Oh, but it's a song.
Right, but they're wearing masks.
But what about when I used to play the song when we were allowed to play music at the start of the show, and you'd be super bummed out about my creepy dark intro?
I was a big fan of like music videos,
Oh.
and therefore, if you were wearing a mask, like I wasn't a big fan of the guitarist on Limp Bizkit. He wore a mask.
that's my next question.
Alright.
Fred.
He had weird eyes.
Backwards hat.
Right, he had weird eyes. The guitar guy had weird
Yeah,
contacts.
I didn't appreciate it.
I would understand. That makes sense because he looked scary. He looked untrustworthy.
He looked scarier than Slipknot.
Man, speaking of scary and untrustworthy, I went fucking balls deep this morning. I was supposed to do my podcast last night, and I did jiu-jitsu and all this other shit. And when I got home, Katie's like, "You want to do the podcast?" I'm like, I'd rather wait until the morning so that I can put a lot more effort into it. I just don't feel like I have it in me right now. So I wake up in the morning. Katie doesn't want to wake up. Well, I don't want to say Katie didn't wake up, so I don't like waking her up. So I like it's not necessary. So I'm like, if you want to sleep, sleep. So I'm sitting there thinking, what am I gonna do for this podcast? I don't want to just whip one out. It's not enough. And then I'm looking on social media and I'm thinking like, who could I get over here at this time in the morning? And I'm like, I wonder if people on Grindr would come over. And I'm like, no one's ever done that. And I'm like, even if it's bad, no one's ever done it. So, and I've never interviewed anybody from Grindr. I don't know if anybody has. So
It's a great idea.
yeah, so I thought it was a great idea, and then I had 3 people on the chain that were going to come over, and that was kind of surprising in itself. That they were, I'm like, look, how are you? Good. How are you? You know what I mean? And it's like, what are you up to? I'm actually going to do a podcast. I'm seeing if I can interview some people from Grindr, and they were like, what? You want to hook up as well? And I'm like, look, if you want to, yes. It's sort of like to me, it started to become how we did Big Fucking Mega Boat. We had some famous people go-kart racing, and we also put them in the back of in a green screen and put them in a movie. We got more people that way.
Sure.
So it seemed like I could get people on my podcast if I promised that I'd show them my penis afterwards.
What time of the morning are we talking?
About 9 it started, I think. About 8 or 9 in the morning I started trailing them in, and then I got one by about 9:15, and then I got another one at about 9:40, which was the sweet one because the first guy, who's married to a man and has a business, makes lots of money and very successful, and him and his husband surf Grindr or whatever and choose to hook up every now and then. Sometimes they hook up together and very normal and very intelligent and very like radio savvy. Like it was kind of, I'm like, wait a minute, I thought I was interviewing like lurkers on Grindr. This dude's better than I am. You know what I mean? Like he was communicating really well, had a lot of knowledge. I'm like, fuck, okay, maybe I should just get this guy as a co-host. So then I show him my penis at the end of the interview,
Sure.
just because I feel like otherwise they think it's a straight guy just ripping off gay dudes to be on a podcast. So then he leaves and the other guy comes in, and the person that is doing the trade-off is Katie. So I open the radio room and let one guy out, and Katie lets the other guy in and introduces them as they walk past each other and say hello. One goes in the room, one leaves, past my wife that we met on Grindr hooking up for a podcast. So it's like really confusing dynamic. But everybody, as I said, is totally intelligent. You know, like, so I really liked this podcast because it kind of showed another side of Grindr. There was another guy that wanted to come I told you that wanted to party. And I was very tempted to have him come on because I thought, has anyone ever had a gay guy do crystal meth on a podcast and hit on them? I'm like, that's edgy shit. But then I thought, wait, he's on meth. I can't give him my address. So maybe I'll do that. Like, it's not that serious.
Maybe next time you can do a remote instead.
Man, that's a trippy show. But the
I
other
can't
guy,
think of that is a new corner of the podcast market.
yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna really like it. But I do think you'll learn. It's weird. This guy had traveled the world, and he was on some new prep that there's like another new prep that's supposed to be better for your liver or something, and like once again, very intelligent. A lot of history. We started talking about history of like the government and how it controls people. Like, and I guess the first ever website for gay people was gay.com. And if you say
That's
that, right, and that makes sense, but they're like, oh, the OG. And I'm like, oh, is it? Mm-hmm. And then when I told the other guy, he said, yeah, it's the OG. Like, so gay guys that are super young trying to hook up. And he said he used MySpace, but it's a weird world that a lot of people don't think about. But I also thought it was, I started to think a little bit, I brought Nick DiPaolo into it because I felt like he was a guy that used to say stuff, you know, the gays and trans would sort of offended him because they were, the community talks about them too much. But I thought, even when it offends somebody, because I do think that it gets told too much, and I think that, you know, the I don't know who you want to call, or I don't want to label them, but people that are super touchy about other people's offense, or how do you say, you're not supposed to say tranny, or you can't say this, or because the guy on the podcast referred to himself as a fag. That's how this conversation started. I'm like, that really? And then he explained to him that, you know, it softens the word for him. If he ever hears it from anybody else, he took the power out of it because there's nothing wrong with being a fag. Is how his angle, but
that was my yearbook quote.
Makes sense for me. With all the photos you sent me,
That was the last thing I said to the first guy I ever slept with before it happened.
he was good. Yeah, so I felt like when people that don't like it, they get really angry about it and talk about it. It's sort of, it is over the top right now, but I think it's a necessary thing just to put everybody on the map. Because I now think that if Nick DiPaolo was to be in a train and was thinking, look at that fucking tranny, he's not going to say anything weird or make a rude comment in the train, because he now knows that the world doesn't really like that, and that saves that innocent person from being attacked for from being different. Yeah. And then the other thing where he said there was a school when he was younger, because I think he said it was about my age, where people that didn't know they were trans, because it was 15 years ago, just were like, I think I'm a lady in a man's body, and there was like a school for them, gays and people that didn't know what they were. And I'm like, these are people that are my age now, who went to a school where they didn't know what they were, and nobody at the school knew what they were, and you didn't know what you were, but you're allowed in this school with all the fags, so you don't feel weird about it. And I'm like, imagine being a teenager and going, I think I'm a lady, but I feel like a man, or I want to, because of all the weird, how people get labels now, but I feel like they get a label and then they meet somebody that has that label and they're able to nurture them a little bit, because it's like you find somebody that has something in common with you,
Well, isn't that one of the? I mean, to me, that was always the biggest asset in recovery, was going to places where I felt like everyone understood me.
Right.
Going to
Right.
That's the biggest kind of major tenet of the 12 steps is not just going through these exercises. It's surrounding yourself with people who fully understand all the bullshit lies you've told,
right,
all the experiences you've had, and they can't pass judgment on you because they're in the same ballpark.
Yeah, I read kind of a sweet article about this a couple of years ago about how a lot of the biggest, most iconic gay bars are going out of business because that's what they used to offer. Like a lot of people, the first time they admitted to somebody else that they were gay, or admitted to themselves that they were gay, or made out with somebody, or whatever it is, was when they went to the famous gay bar in their town. And now that it's just not that big of a deal, a lot of those places are actually losing. Gay people don't need to just hang out in gay bars.
Right.
What a nightmare, though. I mean, really, my heart breaks thinking about like a 16-year-old kid who's kind of trying to come to grips with his or her sexuality or his gender identification. Like, being a teenager was a fucking nightmare for me, and I had a relatively nice life for myself.
Right.
I can't imagine if you threw that other factor in.
No, people are, it can be tough if you have really bad acne growing up.
Yeah,
right.
Imagine being gay.
And that's what the whole "It Gets Better" thing was about, which I think was awesome.
Yeah,
where just a bunch of gay adults made videos just saying it gets better. It can suck to be the gay kid, or the suspected gay kid in your high school or your junior high or whatever. But and I felt the same way. But now I'm 30 and everything's cool, everything's fine. So just tough it out. It gets better.
He said, one of the guys that was on my podcast this morning said that he went to a wedding recently where all people that he went to school with, and that he was known in school as gay. Like, he used to be the gay, and then they just changed it to gay. This is gay. And that some of the parents saw him last week, and they were like, "Oh, gay, how are you?" And I'm like, now they say that. He's like, yeah. I'm like, man, you feel like these days, you know what I mean, calling a guy gay, and you haven't seen him for 20 years would be edgy.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, no, I'm the gay. That's what they see me as, and I don't mind it. That's how they referred to me then, and that's what they refer to me now. I'm like, if you're okay with it, I guess everyone's okay with it.
Right. Well, when you're familiar with people, it's like you say when you're growing up in Australia, and the way you'd make... I mean, the way that I grew up in New Jersey, where you'd make fun of, Italians and Polish and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that to some stranger somewhere, but yeah, it's showing people luck.
Right, because everybody...
That's my guy. We play Little League together.
Everybody's a cunt in Australia. And that's not a bad thing,
Prime Minister, everyone.
I've been punched in the face and called mate, and I've been hugged and called cunt in Australia, so... They both go.
That word really has a whole different connotation here in the United States.
Yeah, I think I put too much on it now because I'm a bit too American, because it's usually just sort of cunt. You know what I mean?
Your accent helps.
How are you, cunt?
Accent helps.
Yeah, you Americans put a T on it. It makes it harsher. Will you, cunt? How are you, mate?
Even referring to female genitals using that word, I'm gross and have no problem using derogatory terms for vagina. I can't go to the C word.
I almost feel like there's more people in America who feel comfortable calling other humans that as a derogatory word than who feel comfortable using that in the context of actual sex.
Yeah.
They're missing out.
Hey, look,
it's overrated, but you're missing out. You got to try it a couple of times. You know what I mean? You got to fuck her cunt.
No.
Oh, she says it.
No. See, that means nothing to you because you're from Australia.
No, it doesn't. I'm
telling you, Will's right. It softens it hearing your accent.
I always wanted to hear it because I've always wanted to do weird things, and it was cool. But I don't need it in my life all the time. But I'd be pissed if I didn't fuck a cunt a couple times.
See, I don't think it softens it sexually.
You know what I'm saying, Andrew? Frat guy.
Because it's
Jeez.
Oh my god!
What a bunch of gross.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know Andrew was gross. I didn't like it.
Oh God, Andrew, please.
Wait, you don't do that in the bedroom, though, right? Oh, right. Yeah, I was referring to in the bedroom.
That's what Tully was saying.
Thank you.
God.
You want to do it one more time, or are you good?
I'll say it off, Mike.
Okay.
Just for Kevin's pleasure. I agree with you. An Australian guy can be like, "What's going on, you cunts?" And people maybe roll with that because they get that it's an Australian thing. I still don't think it's any more acceptable for an Australian man to bed an American woman and be like, "Hey, fucking you can't."
Yeah, exactly.
I think it gets really vulgar.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I've never phoned anybody. You gotta say
Maybe
it.
you can. I'm saying
you
in
say
general.
it first, and then I've been a part of it.
My favorite male adult star is Nick Manning because he does.
Does he fuck cunts?
He does dropping loads.
Yeah.
And I love it. It makes me die.
It's very funny.
And I was watching one of his scenes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, wet cunt.
Yeah.
Oh, every hole's a cunt." And
Whoa!
I'm like, every hole.
boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I forgot. I left my phone in the car.
And
You came in when I said that.
I know. I'm just laughing.
Wait, you're not leaving, really?
Yeah. I got a thing I gotta take
Wait,
care of
really?
real quick. Yeah.
You have papers.
I'll be right
You
back.
have things to
I'll be
do.
right
We
back.
C-bombed Will out of the room.
Come on, cunt.
Will's being very much a cunt.
Oh man, I thought it was Friday. Isn't it Friday?
Come on, friend. Come talk to us, Kimosabi.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm out.
Can I still say Kimosabi?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the
Oh
rules anymore.
shit! Yeah, Kimosabi is Indian, right?
Well, Jason, there was actually a million different Indian tribes, and they all had their own distinct and beautiful languages. So
Yeah,
it's
but they're
racist
still all
to call it.
Indians.
But they didn't all say Kimosabi.
Yeah, but they were all Indians.
If any of them did.
They were all Native Americans, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Indians are from India.
Right. I was racist in my correction of your racism.
All right. Well.
What do you call Native Americans that are from Canada? Because there's a bunch in...
Eskimos.
What is it? First Nations?
Oh, okay.
Is that what they're doing?
Fucking igloo cunts.
Igloo cunts. That's a movie.
Yeah. Oh.
But do you call them like a First Nationer or?
No, you don't call anybody a First Nationer.
It's definitely
Canadian. That's what you call them.
It's for sure. They're at very least their PC word, as we are to Native American.
What about are they not just natives, Michael?
I don't know what they say. I just know that officially First Nation would be what you would hear.
Right.
First Nations. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's my one. That's Aboriginal shit. We own that. You're not
Is
allowed to be-
Aboriginal looked at as derogatory now?
No, Abo is.
Abo. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Will, I'm seriously done with the C-bomb. I need to know what's in that paper. I can't come here. I can't go. You can't do that. You can't come in like something's going to happen. Nothing happens. But what were we talking about that you want to talk about? Because I'll talk about that.
No, it was just you guys were talking about like changing attitudes in America. I thought, oh well, that segues right into
What?
changing attitudes in America.
Wait, you've got an article about changing attitudes in America?
I was going to do it yesterday and I didn't. I thought, oh, this could
Do it now.
no, the conversation turned. It's not
But now it's turned back.
You teased the story yesterday, and now you're going to do it again. Man, we're the ones who learned how to do radio from you.
Man.
I stopped listening in the first year, though.
Primo Sabi would be a good wolf name.
And you get to just think how big you'd be if you would have kept listening.
Sounds breakfasty.
So
I reckon this will do.
there was an article
Yeah.
at thenation.com that led me down a path. And the title of the article is America is Less Polarized Than You Think. I read that along with
Less waterized?
polarized. Split.
Okay.
That along with an article from the Business Insider called 12 Issues Almost Every American Agrees On. Both articles touch on the fact that Americans usually agree in general to most things. When you think about it, like, free and open elections and, not having a dictatorship and, systematic checks and
abortion?
balances. Well, we'll get to that. But
Just saying, you said most people agree.
the
I wanna
study shows that it's the people at the top that are dividing people, not the people themselves.
That's
if
right.
you can understand that, it said more than 40% of both Democrats and Republicans view members of the opposing party as more close-minded and dishonest than other Americans. So it's really about kind of rooting for a team. So we all hate the other party, whatever the other party is.
Yes.
Even when in some cases the thing that we believe is the thing that they believed 15 years ago.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that has happened. Both parties have moved to varying degrees in different directions. So most Americans think about rich people or money and its influence on the government. 82% of all Americans believe that the wealthy have too much influence on the government.
Yeah, I think that is fair.
Yep.
That's everybody. I mean, that's generally everybody thinks that. So that's
Okay.
something we can all agree on.
Okay.
This is, 2/3 of Americans favor tighter gun laws.
What's 2/3?
66.6%.
So
Okay.
it's more than 50% for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Funny, I literally had that conversation with
Your son?
coasters with my son this very morning.
You should use sock puppets for that.
One day we'll both be great.
69% support limits on greenhouse gas emissions in the United States as part of an international agreement. So whatever that treaty was that we pulled out of.
Paris.
Yeah.
There's other ones, but yeah.
4 out of 5 Americans say that wealthy individuals and corporations are not taxed enough.
I agree.
82% are bothered, either some or a lot, that corporations are failing to pay their fair share.
I completely agree.
The media, this is surprising.
Isn't it weird that 82% agree on that, even though
Yeah.
they're not doing it?
Yeah.
That's weird.
No, that happens all the time.
It's like we all want it and they're not doing it.
It's like, marijuana was, and it's, changing. This is surprising to me. The media is viewed as very important or somewhat important by 86% of Americans. So people know that there's a value to actual journalism, not just, local news readers like I am, actually digging into shit.
You will.
46% of Americans are just fine with the amount of taxes they pay. That's kind of almost hard to believe. Nobody wants to pay taxes, but
I don't mind.
Well, there you go.
but
It's
maybe-
everyone outside of California and New York.
Well, no, but maybe we're just broken men. Maybe we just have got it in our heads, well, this is what I've always paid, and this is what my dad paid, and this is probably fair. When you see all the things that money gets thrown at by the government, maybe we should have a problem with how much money we pay, because I think most of us have a problem with the way they spend it.
Right.
Yeah.
I doubt you'd find many Americans who have a problem with their tax money going to pay cops and teachers and build infrastructure. But when you start talking about some of the stuff that actually that money gets spent on, you do. It becomes frustrating.
And not just spent on, it's not just when they spend it on things that you don't agree with, it's when they waste it.
Yeah.
When they do things that don't even fucking accomplish anything.
Yeah, that's not in this article, but I'm sure we can all agree on the fact that there's waste in the government, and we would pay less taxes if we didn't pay for that waste.
You like paying taxes, Andrew?
Not one bit. They're a bunch of cunts.
Jesus.
That's a button.
Wow.
57% of people are not concerned with poor people and them paying taxes.
One more time, what?
57% of people are not concerned that poor people aren't paying a lot in taxes.
Wait, so that's almost half that's really worried about it.
Well, 43%. Yeah. Immigration?
Yeah.
65% believe immigrants make our country stronger. Now, it's immigrants, it's not illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
But
I don't know anybody who really disagrees with that notion that if you, I mean, even the most whatever kind of person says, well, yeah, if you go through the channels and you're bringing something to the table and you want to fit in when you get here, I don't know. We all came from somewhere. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know one person who disagrees with that.
35% of people view immigrants as a burden.
That's me.
You think immigrants are a burden?
No, he's the burden.
I'm a burden, you
Oh,
dickhead.
I was like, what?
I'm an immigrant, remember?
those-
Oh, mate, don't talk funny.
Oh, yeah, I remember you talk funny. Those numbers have flipped, by the way. In 1994, 63% of Americans viewed immigrants as a burden. That's crazy.
Well, now, I mean, how can you say that they're a burden now?
I bet you the internet changed a lot of that.
Yes. 60% of Americans believe the government has a responsibility to ensure access to health coverage for every person.
60% is like 50-50 to me. Because who's voting? Who actually did that survey?
This is a very, very large survey.
Okay. Just doesn't seem like that much,
Let's see, 61% of the public support further federal spending on environmental improvements and conservation. 8% say we spend too much. 71% think the government should spend more on our education system.
though. How many percent?
71%.
Should be 100.
Well, I mean, look, if you're...
Who said no? You
Well,
know?
you-
Who was like, nah,
you
fucking
can-
kids.
People
They're
without
too,
kids.
they're too
Yeah.
smart.
No, you can view that as a socialist
Yeah, but
system.
how could you say, but it's the future? You fucking idiot. Like, why would you, if I don't have kids, I still want kids to be smart when they
Right.
grow up.
But again, I think that there are a fair number of people who think that the government cannot do anything right, and that, of course, they want children to be educated. They just don't think that, they think privatizing is the way to go. Everything the government, there are people
okay.
who believe every
Oh, okay.
single thing the government does, they fuck up, so they are not the answer to anything other than building roads.
Yeah.
And here's the part.
And frankly, we should get somebody else to do that.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
man, I'm
Yeah.
about to fucking get some sand and put it in the street. Like my house is just holes everywhere.
I have two close friends and one kind of friendly acquaintance that gave up everything to really give back and change the world and got into the government. And all three of them, to a T, all say, oh my gosh, I'm now so anti-government. Everything needs to be privatized. You have no idea how incompetent and bureaucratically screwed you are when it comes to the government doing anything.
Dude, the post office and the DMV.
Yeah.
That's when you interface with government. How's that feel?
And these are like ACLU, bleeding heart, super lib friends of mine, and they all came back from it wanting to make a difference. Having this complete metamorphosis.
I'm sick of the ACLU. Those guys are, I mean, talk about, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. The American Civil Liberties Union, and, if a politician or, if a system is taking advantage of someone's constitutional rights, they go to court to be like, this person's getting fucked over by the system.
Which is great in theory.
Which is great in theory. But yeah, I was just walking down the street by my house, and some guy just came over to me. He's like, help us stop Trump. He's ACLU, and I'm just like, Jesus, I don't think Donald Trump is fit to be our president, but that's what you think your mission statement is. That's
Yeah.
not what it says on your website.
No, the ACLU has no business in who the president is.
Yeah.
They have anyway.
Yeah.
But they did do, by the way, a survey talking about your potholes and stuff like that, bridges.
Yeah, we got a note from the council saying that we were going to do it this year, but due to something else, we're not doing it this year. And I was
That's
like,
nice.
yeah, Katie showed it to me, and I was like, man, that's crazy, because if I had a sports car, I wouldn't be able to park in my driveway anymore. Like, there's holes on the street now that would just, like, if you had a Porsche or something like that, it would just bottom,
Done, yeah.
the wheel would not touch the ground.
Oh yeah, there are parts of the that in this city there are parts of the road that stick up like 2 feet off the ground. There is some crazy
Good ollies.
structures going on.
Good ollie bumps.
But right after Trump was elected, they asked people who voted for Trump, what's the most important campaign promise that he can hold for you? And the number one answer was enact major spending programs to strengthen infrastructure.
Can I
That was the
interrupt
number
real
one
quick?
thing.
If I got like the correct stuff to fill the holes, and I did that, am I like? Can the police come and arrest me?
I bet they can. Because you're doing something to a roadway.
Definitely property.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, right, yeah, because if you were to do it wrong and somebody were to get hurt, that'd be their problem.
right.
Right.
And believe me, I've seen your machinery. You've got the proper stuff to fill holes, buddy.
Fuck does that mean? But yes, totally.
Finally, the thing that you guys were talking about, in 2003, 59% of Americans opposed a right for same-sex couples to marry. In 2017, 15 years later, those numbers had essentially reversed, with 62% of all Americans favoring a right to a gay marriage and 32% opposed. In 1990, 2/3 of non-black respondents said they would oppose or strongly oppose a relative marrying a black person. In 2016, that number was only 15%.
Wow.
So things have changed dramatically in those areas. By the way, that was the same across races. So, if you're a Mexican, you don't want a black person, white person. If you're a Japanese, whatever cultures they interviewed, the numbers were about the same. They didn't want interracial marriage.
So here's my question. Serious question. If in the next election the Republicans run Trump and the Democrats run whatever Democrat's going to go doing exactly what the Democrat Party is doing and has been doing, and The Rock runs as a third-party candidate and just strongly backs everything that we know 2/3 of Americans can agree on.
Yeah.
How does he lose?
Yeah, The Rock
How does
wins.
he lose?
He
Absolutely.
doesn't lose. He doesn't.
He would take enough members of each party and win.
But I
I don't think so.
said the same thing
Why
about
not?
Trump.
Maybe you're right, but why not?
I said the same thing about President Trump, 2 years ago. And I turned out I was wrong, but I think with The Rock, I'm definitely right in saying that his life is way too good to give that up and become president.
Okay,
wait a
but
minute,
let's just say if he
whoa.
does.
How bad was Trump's life before?
No, I'm saying I
mean,
said
that guy was-
this
that
about
guy's-
Trump when he was beginning to run. I was like, he's not gonna want to really follow through with this. His life's too
and then
fucking
you gotta,
awesome.
And then you got to think about how old and unfit he is, and how much sleep he wouldn't have now being president, and how much The Rock could probably handle that.
I just don't think. Do you?
I think he
really
definitely. I don't
want
think
it?
he. Does he really
I
want it?
doubt it. I mean, his
Well,
life,
I-
The Rock's life's pretty sweet.
Yeah, but you're talking about somebody that won't stop trying to take more. He won't stop. Like, how when somebody gets to a certain level, that the master can switch it off.
Yes,
but he is I want. He's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger would
Unlike-
take that job.
Unlike,
I think the only thing that's stopping him from maybe he's too young.
I think unlike President Trump and Arnold, I think The Rock is way more addicted to being liked.
No, but he
Man, I'm trying
might
to think about
feel...
other countries seeing The Rock as our president. What does that
Yeah.
look like?
No,
It
that
was
would be
better
great.
than, it was better than I think Trump.
I know. I'm just saying, like, knowing that he was an actor. I mean, I feel like pretty much all the world, even if you don't speak English, you know The Rock, right?
Reagan,
'Cause they have
Reagan
the
was an
movies.
actor.
Oh, he's an international superstar.
And-
Right. So but he's also a giant, powerful dude
Mm-hmm.
who's always positive. He's not a whore fucker. He's never done that stuff.
And he's
Or maybe he
handsome.
has.
That makes a difference.
Reagan was an actor, and he was in a lot of cowboy movies. And the image of America during the Reagan administration was he was a pew pew shoot 'em up cowboy guy, you know, and
okay.
people were
Is it?
intimidated.
Did
by
people
that.
know
Yes.
him in other countries from movies or no?
No.
No,
Okay, it wasn't
but
like that
so
yet.
they
He was
yeah.
mostly a TV guy, but he did, some westerns.
Well, it was a much bigger world. I thought that the joke was always, because, we reduce everybody to the silliest thing they ever did, is that he was the guy who made the movie with the monkey. Bedtime for Bonzo.
No, that was.
I'm just
not-
telling you, as a
Yeah, yeah,
child,
yeah.
that's what came to me.
Well, yeah, no, but also the thing that would get The Rock to run for the presidency is, he feels a calling to do it. He would feel like, I have an obligation. People have spoken. They said they want me to do this. I will do it.
I mean, I could see an angle.
Doesn't
he
everybody-
he could save us.
That's the thing, that when you pretended to save the world all that many times, doesn't it sound really attractive to do it in real life?
And he could look at it as, it's 4 years or 8 years.
And it's a big look.
Move on to other stuff.
A lot of what the president is a giant, powerful figurehead. There's so many people who are actually rolling up their sleeves and doing the actual work and taking care of it. So the most important job, I think, for a president is to be a PR machine, and he's about as good as anybody. I'm not shitting on The Rock, dude. I would like it. I think he's certainly would make us look good in the eyes of the world. But I just think that right now, when you have a 98% love rating, people just love The Rock. Going into it, there's gonna be an immediate drop off in the amount of people that like you. Once you become president, you are really become one of the most loved, supported, and one of the most hated people.
Not if you're a third party.
See, be that
true.
as it may, I'll just circle back to my original question. Let's say he wanted to do it. If The Rock runs for president, third party, and just backs all the shit that the vast majority of Americans, and says, I want to heal the divide. We have so much more in common than we have, come on, you don't hate your neighbor? What happens? Does he win?
Yes,
I don't think so, because he doesn't have the campaign thing that those other guys have.
he will.
He would.
Yeah, he would, and also
How would he wait?
And also,
Everyone else would invest in him because of it?
Real quick to answer that, the Republican Party was trying to stop Trump at every turn. I mean, he went through those channels, but they weren't helping him.
Oh, okay. So wait,
I mean, okay, at the very, very end, when he's like the nominee, of course, there's money in the chest that goes to him, but
Yeah.
The Rock could raise money. There was no
so
party
he could do it and not be a Republican or anything?
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah, that guy Gary
That's
Johnson.
important.
That guy Gary Johnson who came in here, he was on the ballot.
Yeah, I know, but nobody knew who the fuck. Okay,
They know The
dude,
Rock.
I mean, well then, yes, he will do it because he's gonna save America.
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
I really think he is.
Because people.
I mean, okay, you know what he won't. Nobody's gonna save or end America, but he's gonna steer it in a more positive direction in the next 4 to 8, and then whatever trickles down from that would have been a more positive thing than what Trump is doing.
Yes, and
I shouldn't be talking.
No, Republicans and Democrats and people who are just in the center. There's way more of the normal human beings out there want the country to be united, not divided, and that's the way to do it. Third party, not Republican, not Democrat. We can all get behind that guy.
And it's not just in name, because I don't think people assume Hollywood people are all super liberal. I don't actually think he is. I think he's somewhat conservative.
Yeah. I was
gonna
He
say-
actually is in the center. He
I mean,
really
he's
is.
got in a little bit of hot water with Under Armour for some of his
Conservative.
Yeah, more conservative views. Yeah.
Steve, what if he becomes president and makes weed illegal and shit like that?
I don't
I
think he
can't see
would.
The Rock. He's from Hawaii. Come on.
Well, you don't know.
I
He's
think
from
he wants.
Samoa, isn't he?
I know he's not Hawaiian.
I thought
He's a Samoan.
I thought he was raised.
He's an islander.
Ask Wrestling Man.
It was a Samoan family raised in Hawaii.
He's from California.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Samoan family.
Right.
I'm so off.
California plus Samoa.
I was thinking of Barack Obama. He's from Hawaii.
Allegedly.
And by the way, you were right. Abortion is the issue that divides everybody. 100%.
More so than guns?
Yes, people draw the line at abortion. 44% of Americans say they support the right to abortion no matter what the circumstances are, and 51% say no way, no matter what the circumstances are. So that's going to continue to divide people.
Wait a second. 51 oppose
Yes.
no matter what the circumstances.
Correct.
And 44 say I'm in favor no matter what the
Yes.
circumstances. So there's only like 7% of people in the middle who are like, well, if in case of rape or whatever.
There are
Incest
the
rate.
people in the middle who are like either say I'm not really sure or things like that. Don't respond.
There's wiggle room built into the gun debate that is just not built into the abortion debate.
Yep.
True.
Yeah. The faith aspect gets brought in.
Well, but also you
They
can
can't
say
51%. That ain't faith. Or is America still 51% faith?
Well, I think here's the thing. I'm super pro-choice. I don't mind saying it, and I believe that abortion should definitely be an option in this country, and made easy for people who want to go that route. But for other people who are super pro-choice, I do get a bit upset when they try to pretend like abortion isn't a gnarly thing.
Right.
It's a very, very intense, very understandably controversial issue. When people are just like, hey, nope. You should be totally free, totally legal, and at every corner you should just be able to go get an abortion whenever you want. It's like, no, I'm pro-choice, but let's not kid ourselves. It's fucking crazy.
Have an abortion. That person has to live with it. It's not easy.
It's
and Jason, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about your family, which is why I feel comfortable saying this. You were born to an unwed teen mom who wasn't in a stable relationship.
Yeah, that didn't want it.
You would have been a candidate for abortion.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be here. You don't need religion to think that that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm still okay with it.
it's such a.
I am too, but I completely understand even without faith, the other side's point of view, for sure.
It's such a gnarly thing, though. That's what it comes down to: is the individual's decision to go through that.
That's all it is to
Sometimes
me. I just feel
horrifying
like
thing.
it's so. I don't know. I don't have the thing that makes the baby in my vagina. So, but I just think it's. I've watched it. It's such a crazy miracle, and but it's still your body. Like it's not that. But that's you. It's your whole life, and you should be able to decide what you do with your life and your body. It's like saying you don't want to have a finger anymore and like going to jail for it. Like it's you. It's not him yet or her yet. I just feel like it's a lady's uterus, and you're breaking down rules on her uterus.
Well, that's why we should have states' rights and it should be more prominent in the government so that states can choose what they're going to do.
Is it? Sorry. I tell you, this fucking gay guy, info flying out of his ass everywhere. It wasn't out of his ass. Sorry. He's talking about this shot. Remember Morgan Bailey came on years ago and talked about that shot where she was tanned and horny?
Yep.
Right, so apparently that's in Europe. You can just get this, right? You just
That explains creepy old Euro, guys.
the Italian president.
it does something with your melatonin or whatever, your skin shit, so it will like get you more tan. You get more tan, less appetite, and you're hornier.
That sounds like the best thing ever.
Melanin, right?
Yeah.
Will it make my dick grow too? Because it sounds like
Apparently it gives you bigger erections.
Oh, come on! I need this.
Right. So, but you apparently you can get it here for $600 a month. You can get it. You have to shoot it up every day, little prick needle or whatever, and it does it. And he said that in Europe, tons of pasty dudes when they're going on vacation to sunny places. Fucking do this for a couple of months to get a base before they go.
Oh, my days of being pale and flaccid are over.
Yeah, what is it? MT2. And America is just like, nah.
There's Piana there, the big bodybuilder guy. He just passed away. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
But he looks great.
Yeah,
it's so swole.
you can't blame
very lifelike.
you can't blame tan stuff on it. That dude's got more steroids in him than anybody. You know what I mean? That's insane. He looks like he's got implants.
No, he was just that giant. I used to see him.
Did he have a heart attack?
He had heart problems.
Yeah, wonder why.
He was very open. He said he had not stopped using steroids for over 2 decades.
Oh,
And he grew up in like a bodybuilding family though. Like his mom and his dad were into it and stuff. And he was fucking huge and ripped.
Yeah.
And I think unfortunately was a big fan of narcotics as well, and that's a pretty dangerous mixture.
I feel like there's a lot of those guys.
It's no more dangerous.
Well, it's the same kind of guy, who's pushing the envelope in one way is going to want to do it in the other.
That's right.
By the way, the side effects are you can grow new moles and feel sick.
No, it makes you nauseous, but he said he took it before he went to bed, so he never felt the nausea. He just woke up feeling fine.
I don't know if I can be more tan without looking
Well,
horrible.
it's different for you,
yeah,
right?
But
But
the
for
other stuff
us-
sounds awesome.
Right? For us, it's like, man, why wouldn't I do that? And he said in Europe it's like $70, and here it's $600 because the government is like the FDA.
Yep.
Yeah, FDA don't. They are banning it. Same as in Europe, you can go get fucking PRP and at the surgery, and you can get insurance to cover it. Not here. Stem cell. I'm getting stem cell. You can get stem cell in Europe, and I think if you have insurance, they'll like cover some of it. And guess what? It actually works. But because the government in America knows that the doctors can do the surgeries instead, then they won't do it. And this dude thinks that the reason that the MT2 is banned is because suntan lotion and skin cancer and all those things, the doctors and the creams and all they need all that stuff. And if we had the MT2, there'd be less skin cancer and less people using sunblock and shit like that.
Tripoli.
I don't think...
It sounds like the suntan lobby is...
This dude totally fucking gay tripled me. I was thinking about it the whole time.
Yeah.
He gay tripled hard, yeah.
I don't think the stem cells isn't allowed in America because of like the medical community wanting to do surgeries. I bet you it's more like the faith stuff.
Yeah,
like playing God.
Abortion.
What?
I think that there's it's the super extreme right wing, like during the George W. Bush administration, it was a big deal. That using stem cells is too much.
What was that, Andrew? What was that big scab?
This woman she overdosed on the Barbie drug, the MT2.
Yeah.
To get her tan going quicker.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
She's had some bad side effects.
Is that a staph infection?
It looks like her flesh is just dying.
Oh.
Well, that could be the reason the FDA doesn't want it instead of the suntan lobby, but I don't know.
Rotting flesh?
Well,
yeah.
Well,
Maybe.
this is all the other debates we've been talking about, the legalizing marijuana and the sex workers and stuff, is when you don't bring it in and regulate it, even though that will quote unquote normalize it, people are still going to do it, and they're going to do it in unsafe ways. But I'm not taking sides. That's the two sides of many arguments.
Yeah.
More and more. I'm a little bit wary of drugs because I really know firsthand the potential dangers and how you can throw your life away for the sake of drugs. But more and more, I'm starting to believe that we should legalize all drugs, especially now that you're starting to see the disasters we're seeing in northern Mexico. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, if you could take that power out of the cartel's hands and just... Because, listen,
you took the weight out.
We're not going to stop people wanting to do cocaine and heroin in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that beyond a shadow of a doubt. There's never going to stop the hunger for drugs. I just can't see any more reason to keep it illegal and then continue to play this game of the
I strongly disagree. That's wrong.
I think I disagree with that too, because I think that by the time I dabbled a couple times in heroin, and I consider myself incredibly lucky that it just didn't do it for you. I liked it, but it was hard to get, and I could only do it with this one guy, and he didn't really want to hang out with us. There was lots of weird shit, but I did like it. If it had been as easy as raiding a liquor cabinet or something like that to get coke and heroin when I was a teenager,
as easy as raiding a liquor cabinet. What are you talking about? That's how kids get into it. Everybody's liquor cabinet. What do you call it? The
Percocet. And
not the liquor cabinet. The
Medkit.
The medic.
That only lasts for so long until grandma's prescription runs out.
But you got triggered. You got on it. You started taking
them.
If you're really young and you get your grandma's fucking Vicodins, that's about as sketchy as it gets to me. And I think these days, younger kids can get into it easier than they used to be. Like for me and Tully, I just don't remember Mum and Dad having I didn't know anybody that had prescription pills. Now I feel like everybody has them.
No, but
everybody, it was a Zanny or something in your mum's fucking cupboard.
If you're a 15-year-old, 13, whatever, and the prescription runs out, you may be jonesing for it, but it's going to be more difficult for you to get. If it's available at 7-Eleven, that's a whole different other story. And it implies...
Tully just said the whole regulation thing. Like, you can already get it now. I did that David Clark's podcast the other day, and he told me he did something at school, and kids have heroin vape pens. They have them. Now.
I totally see where you're coming from, Will, but I don't think it would be legal for people under 21 or 18.
But
no.
I
just think there was no fucking way. I knew a junkie musician, and things may well have changed since I was a teenager. There was no fucking way on earth for me to get coke if I'd even wanted to, and heroin was like, I had to walk with a sketchy dude who died from smack a couple years later into a really bad neighborhood to get it. It was fucking fraught with danger. We're fucking walking over, and he's like, if you guys want to back at it any time, I totally understand. It was fucking sketchy.
It's totally sketchy, but I will say I can only speculate that things have changed dramatically because just very recently I was at a meeting and I talked to kids who were under 21 and they told me that they got into opiates because getting booze is so hard.
Yeah.
And that came out of their mouth. I'm like, oh my.
They've all
God.
got the new stuff. It's everybody's talking. My daughter talked to me about vape pens, and I could tell how interested she was in the whole conversation about what could be in them. And I told her that they could. I mean, what about if everyone that doesn't have any nicotine or anything in it? And I'm like, yeah, that exists, but the odds of that being what they say it is, it's pretty slim because I'd say 90% of them have either THC in it or nicotine in it or both. And I'm like, CBD, but you don't need, you're 13, you don't need CBD oil. You're not injured, you're not recovered, you don't have arthritis, so you should just not suck on any of those things. And then I taught her from that David Clark thing. I'm like, I didn't know this, but now there's morphine in vape pens.
Wow.
Yeah, so kids can walk around vaping on the street, and you're thinking, wow, that kid seems young to be fucking vaping watermelon vape or whatever. Nah, man, they're smacked out.
Well, my mom used to get. And my mom, by the way, is not a junkie. She's a brain cancer survivor. So she used to get morphine.
Whistles? Oh, lollipop.
Lollipop.
Yeah, Danny Wayne gave me one of those in China.
Holy mackerel.
I took a whole morphine lollipop on a plane from China back to America, and because I thought it'd be super cool. Man, I was all itchy. Felt sick. That was a bad idea.
Turns out there's a downside to smack.
But there's a reason that people don't go straight to that. A lot of people, most people, don't go straight to heroin instead of pills, and that's because number one, ease of access, but number two, there's an implied it's okay thing if it's
like Telly just
manufactured
said.
by a company instead of like some dude on the street. And if it's showing up at 7-Eleven in a package with a logo on it, I'm gonna assume that's cool.
Wait a minute,
do that.
wait a minute.
You're absolutely right. There's,
Okay,
I mean,
if drugs become legal, it's not going to be at
You're right.
7-Eleven it'll be in a. It'd still be in a drugstore, dude.
But it's
Like, you're not
approved. It's
They are approved
prepackaged.
now.
It's in a package with a logo.
It's not- wait,
I feel way
what?
safer about doing it because it's
It's already
it's a product
approved,
that's
dude.
consistent.
You're talking about a drugstore where you would go and get your prescription. A 13-year-old cannot get the heroin pills. It's not at 7-Eleven in a fucking wrapper next to the fucking Fritos.
So you're saying you'd have to have a prescription for Coke?
I'm saying at the weed store. Kids get the weed stores are there. There's weed candy. Can the kid get in there and eat the fucking starfish? No, you're not allowed in the weed store. You're not allowed to stand out front of the weed store if you're not 21.
But the fact that it is in a store makes me feel like
So you're adding
it's
7-Eleven.
safe.
It will not do that.
But any store, like the fact that there's a weed store, I think makes people more comfortable with the thought of of smoking weed.
I think it makes people less relaxed about people that use it.
What do you mean?
Less relaxed.
I just feel like if you see somebody have a drink, you don't think that they're a homeless bum because there's liquor stores. Sure, there's a bad part of liquor stores when you put them in areas where, where you're just forcing people they got nothing else to do that can then consume that shit from that store. But making it legal makes it less frowned upon.
But yeah, but making
don't make all
it
those
less
people-
frowned upon will encourage people who are on the fence to use. I mean, for instance, in high school, if you got caught drinking, you got a slap on the wrist, and people were kind of like, "Oh, come on, kids, you're under 21, you shouldn't be doing."
Do you think that's the same now?
I don't know, but
I think if you
know
get caught
that in
drinking now, you get
1997
fucking an ass
In
ripping.
1997, you got caught with weed in your locker. You were fucked.
Oh, really?
And really only the difference was that was illegal for even anyone. Alcohol was like, hey, you got to wait till you're 21, kids. You shouldn't be fooling around. It wasn't bad news, but there's something about there's a taboo that comes with things that are criminal.
See, I grew up differently. There wasn't a big frown upon. The weed thing was not like whoa, you have illegal drugs. It's just like, yeah, it's a dope.
Dude, in my high school, and I went to a very corny high school. One of my best friends, we were at a school dance, and I saw he had a cigar, like a Philly, and I'm like, who the fuck smokes cigars? And he's like, who the fuck doesn't know what Philly blunts are for? And he showed me his dime bags, and I was like, oh. I never told anybody in the high school, because I'm also in a band.
Right.
I never told anybody I smoke weed. I didn't even tell my friends. It wasn't a cool thing. And I was like, oh, we can be weed buddies.
Oh.
It's like smoking cigarettes. It was cool back in the day, and now you look like somebody who can't control themselves if you're smoking a cigarette because society has decided that is not cool.
It's not there yet, but I see
Almost.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Some people do look funny, but I also see.
if society says we're not going to frown on this, it makes me way more likely to do
I
something.
wonder about that. Do people that smoke cigarettes now feel weird when they're on the street with a cigarette in their hand at all?
It's definitely less socially acceptable, unless you're like starring in movies. I don't think Johnny Depp has a second thought about smoking.
Right.
But if you're just like regular dude, yeah, I think.
I
should.
started
see it,
feeling
That's
that.
crazy,
I
right?
see it as a kid was skateboarding by my house, and as he got closer, I realized he was smoking a cigarette. My brain automatically assumed it was weed.
Before
Like,
I
it's just so
quit,
weird to see a kid smoking a cigarette nowadays.
Yeah, that is a weird thing.
before I quit, I started feeling some of that. I felt like, oh man, these people are like, who's this douche who can't even control himself enough to not smoke a cigarette? It's like being a fat guy walking down the street eating a piece of pizza.
See, I see people drive by me sometimes with cigarettes hanging out the window, and they seem fine with it.
I think
They like flick them out on the street and shit. They're pumped on it.
I still.
Or is that
think-
because the safety of your car or something?
I still think it looks super sweet. I mean,
Oh, I don't.
I know it isn't, but there's something about watching Paul Newman take a drag off of smoke or something. You're just like,
Yeah,
fuck,
that's
you look
different.
sweet.
Yeah, but that's Paul Newman.
Well, either way, I mean, there was.
I don't see other people driving their car past. They don't look like Paul Newman. They look like
But-
fucking
yeah.
losers.
But
Yeah.
I never see even
Unless
the-
you got an old car. If you got an old muscle car or an old beat up car, and you're smoking a cigarette and you look like you're in a shower,
Yeah.
I like that guy.
There's I don't get that same feeling about like vape pens or machines.
No.
I don't see
No.
someone vaping and go, "Fuck, you look sweet."
No, that's goofy.
No, if you don't have something cool in that vape pen, you're not cool with me. But
That-
especially the big woo woo when you fill your car up with it.
I watched-
I'm like, dude, you're not cool.
I walked out of a place last night, and there's this guy with a shoebox, vape pen
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
and they
yeah.
blew out this sweet
He probably
cloud.
goes in contests.
Yeah, and I thought, what a douche, you
Yeah.
know. And the people smoking cigarettes in the car, hanging their hand outside the
Yeah.
car, and
You don't like that guy?
Nah, dude, it looks really trashy.
I don't like that guy.
My opinion. What do I know?
It does. I'm with you, but at the same time, I still think there. And maybe I'm sensationalizing it, but there's a very cool hand Luke, almost like a greaser kind of mentality that goes with smoking. There's a rebellion, and it looks sweet.
We're watching these vape contests. I mean, these guys,
Who's she?
they gotta be high, right? You can't go. Wait,
Yeah, I think so. So they're blowing like the best smoke rings.
but is it like weed smoke rings or is it vape?
It's vape.
It's like a national championship.
But you're not allowed.
Oh my god. Okay, I hope my kid never smokes, but if he does, I hope he can do this.
Yeah.
This guy's amazing.
He is amazing. That was pretty cool.
That's fucking magic.
He's a
I
wizard.
would rather go see like if I'm
Oh! He made him turn into two rings!
dude, this guy's gonna go to Vegas. Like if you have a choice,
Yeah.
honestly, you have to go to Puppetry of the Penis, Thunder Down Under, fucking Chris Angel or Vape Guy.
Yeah, no, he needs a show. He's bigger than Britney as far as I'm concerned. I'm like, toss up, Britney or a vape guy? Oh man, I gotta punch this dude in the face. Seriously.
Right?
He needs to be stiffed.
All right.
It doesn't help that he's Asian Tyler Posey.
Who else would he be?
Fuck, he's ripped. That is insane.
I can't. I'm sorry, we're not doing.
He
a
might
good
be
job.
possessed.
Yeah, we're not doing a good job of.
He's making ghost smoke, ladies and
Because
gentlemen.
I don't know
Wah!
what you saw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At the
please.
Jason L show on Twitter. Because
This
this
guy's-
guy makes, I feel like he knows a ghost that is helping him make the
Yes.
smoke rings. Because holy shit!
Oh my god!
Now they're slowing it down so you can see the ledge. He just made a fucking atomic bomb.
So he blows a perfect onion ring that just stays nice and thick, and then he starts blowing shit through it that doubles back around it on all sides, so it all of a sudden turns into this like
Jellyfish.
smoked jellyfish.
Yes,
Yeah.
he made a jellyfish out of smoke.
Through an onion ring.
And this is something I think is douchey, and this is amazing.
He's done it again, guys. He's done it another one.
Oh my God! No!
He made an onion ring, and then he blew another onion ring through it.
And then back out of the other side of it.
No, you don't understand.
Fuck off!
Dude, he could make a lei. You could go to Hawaii, and he could put a fucking necklace on you.
Yeah, he can write your name and put fucking
Yeah.
a tornado go through it and break it into your last name.
Now he's doing like little jellyfish.
All right, fuck it. I'm showing my son this video.
Yeah, dude, you got to get into
Yeah,
this.
you know,
smoke.
fuck gaming. Get into vapes.
We're gonna call it
Yeah.
Don't Smoke Butt. It's the Don't Smoke Butt talk.
Yeah, we got to post that.
We'll be back.
That was funny.
Just shit talking the fuck out of vape and then whoa!
No, that's great.
That's incredible.
His mum must be proud.
I bet his girlfriend with the lip ring loves it.
Yeah. So, Nick DiPaolo got fired?
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know. What are they replacing him with?
For now, Craig Ferguson best ofs, and then they won't tell me. I'm sure it'll be devastating.
I was very surprised to hear that. But...
I wasn't. I heard it wasn't doing very well.
I don't think so. I'm confused, but she's been getting big. She's feuding with that.
Another trash bag.
It was a weird thing.
He was a strange fit for sure.
What?
He was a strange fit for sure, but...
Yeah, I think usually they just let people stay, but I think he was like, I don't know, it just took some. If somebody had have heard it, they would have stopped it, and I think somebody heard it. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
It was getting pretty crazy.
And the tweet he got fired for was legitimately pretty offensive.
See, I don't. Did he get fired? I don't know anything about it. Did Nick DiPaolo get fired?
Are you on camera?
Yeah.
I probably.
He still works here.
He's no longer with the company.
I just thought his contract was up or something.
Something else.
Did he tweet something? Okay, I heard.
If you encourage violence,
He what?
there was a tweet where he encouraged the next school shooter to go after certain faculty members at like Cal. He quickly deleted it, but it's hard to walk that back.
Was it supposed to be funny?
What?
I think so.
I don't think so. I have no idea.
Wow.
It's very right-wingy. Liberal teachers are such pussies, blah, 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 whatever.
Wow. Well, weird how this Opie and Anthony racial tweet firing people. What's up with that?
Were the Sklar brothers on?
Uh-huh.
How were they?
Very, promotion heavy, a little, Jessie Mae Peluso, on the other hand, the day before was like the best one I've ever done. She's, yeah.
Who?
Her name's Jessie Mae Peluso. She's a comic from upstate New York, and I don't know. I did a show with her one time, and we just kind of like we're like kind of this weird odd couple. Like we just kind of click, and we're
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I don't think I'm going to leave early, but I'm feel really, really bad. There's that chance, but I don't think it's going to happen. But just in case, I wanted to just
Okay.
give you
And I'm waiting to hear back from Lee. I'm not trying to strong arm him on the name, but
Oh, thank you.
I want to get this thing up. 'Cause
I love your last name.
his is very wordy, you know.
So coming back, I've got stuff from Netflix that's out this month. I also did the movie trailers.
Yeah.
So I would suggest having Kevin in as well. I pulled a couple examples of movie trailers with the voiceover guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be, I wrote, I don't know, 15, 20 movies I haven't seen. I just know the movie poster.
Yeah.
And I wrote what I think the movie could potentially be.
That'd
as
be
a movie
great.
Trailer.
That'd be super great.
And so the games page has the 4 little clips. If you then want to like pick,
Yeah, it's tough. I hate. I'm old school. I can't really have conversations on text or email. It's just so fucked up. And even 3-way calling, it's just like, that's why I'm just kind of like, let's just get this thing rolling. We're already cutting it a little close on time, which is mainly my fault because I fucked off for a week in New York when we should have been doing this stuff. But now they're like, I mean, dude, that place is starting to really, really, really take off, and I just want us to get in and get a thing established before
on the way up.
before Dane Cook gets a night and we can't sniff stage time. That's kind of where, so it's like Sam's like, can we have Whitney? And I'm like, yes. Can we have Dane? Yes. Can I have Christina? Yes. Can she do 30 minutes? Yes. Sam's like, yeah, dude, call it Mojo in the Dojo because somebody else is going to do it. You may as well claim it. And I'm like, yes. Can we just... Lee? Yes. Cool, let's...
I agree. And I'm definitely, more than happy to just host and forego any amount of time to make room for 30 minutes of Christina, 20 minutes a day, whatever.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, I want to do time. That's how this all started. But yeah, once again, whatever needs to happen to make this work, because it's just get the ball rolling thing.
The way I look at it is like if we come out of the gate that hard with number 1, it's so much easier than call like the Brad Williams or the Jim Jeffries and be like, dude, this isn't just a do me a favor thing. It's a great place to work out material. A lot of great comics come through.
Yeah. I mean, I had Jessie on the show and she'd been there the night before and she was just like, on my show, she's like, if anybody's listening and they're in LA, trust me, that's the next hot room. And when I told her to the show, she's like, just let me know. Like she wants to do it.
She get I'm gonna reach out. She get Brandon to come by.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's a promotion machine.
I know.
And or Brian.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that's the only thing I'm kind of concerned about is if, I saw, I was there with Lee and Whitney did a night, and there was like 30 people there, but 25 of them were one comic got like his parents to come and his family and shit. It's like you kind of do need that one extra person, because they have those same big 4 like every night.
I was there one night with Whitney too.
Was it packed?
Are we starting with Netflix?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's you still need to get people in the door.
I think that was the night I told you. I said I have never felt worse leaving because I realized
You claimed the couch?
the level of separation.
Oh my god, yeah.
Good show the other night.
Yeah. I thought Apatow was better than I thought he would be. He's better than a special.
My wife apologized. She said she was feeling under the weather. She apologized. Wasn't exactly like
Oh, please.
talkative and ebullient.
Yeah, that's good.
That's hot, right?
So remember when there was that Kevin Hart sex tape and he just came clean rather than
I
being
fucked her.
extorted?
Yeah.
Right.
Gangster shit.
Well, it turns out the guy who was extorting him was a very close friend.
Oh! I really hate it when it's like a Bubba the Love Sponge deal, right?
Yeah. No, it took me a second to make the connection, but right.
I was actually backstabbed by close friends of mine.
And it's not just a friend, it's a guy that he's gotten a bunch of acting work for over the years.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
come
just super-
on!
Assuming all this is true, Kevin tweeted, mind blown, hurt, at a loss for words, and simply in complete disbelief at the moment. Wow. One example that TMZ gives is there was some commercial Kevin Hart did, and there was another speaking role that was cast, and he basically showed up day of with this dude. He was like, no, my friend's gonna do this. And a person with a speaking role became an extra, so Kevin Hart's buddy could be in the thing. Like, that's the kind of stuff he has done for this guy.
And return the favor.
And in return,
he ratted him out, which probably made his relationship way better now.
Oh. And his financial situation.
Yeah.
I mean, he really cashed in.
Wait, did he break up with her?
No, they're
Wife?
still together.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So-
just had a kid.
Yeah, he did his apology thing on social media.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it rocked her to her core, finding out that Kevin Hart would have ever been unfaithful to her.
Right, good point.
Which then Kevin's ex-wife claimed his new wife was unfaithful to his original wife.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Trifling ass bitch.
So juicy.
Did we ever get to see that sex tape from Kevin Hart?
It's a weird thing to ask.
There was...
I just want to know if he makes that same stupid face he makes in every joke he does.
That's his O face, yeah.
Ugh!
There were pictures, at least, of him in the club, like, with the chick. I'm not sure if the video came out. It might just be, like, what you saw with that NBA player. Yeah. Yep. So, what's going on?
The liaison went down last summer. The video's nearly 5 minutes long and highly produced, whatever that means. So maybe his friend was doing some editing for him.
That's weird.
Right.
I mean,
No,
maybe...
wait. Both Kevin and the woman claim they had no idea they were being filmed, and yet the video is highly produced. Highly produced can mean anything. It probably means that it was 45 minutes of action that somebody just chopped down to the good bits.
To the money shot.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no him holding the camera shots.
I don't think there was any POV.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't like the Fred Durst.
So that means hidden cameras.
Yeah, I think he, like he said, he didn't. Tully said he didn't know he was being filmed. So.
Man, that's crazy.
I mean, I think his buddy's fucked.
Good. Because that's...
He's in, like, deep shit for extortion and
Yeah,
all
but...
that.
Right, and, I mean, hidden camera is another level, man. It's not... I mean, if the wife did it, okay, different. But just your boy did it? Holy shit.
Yeah, because, like, if he planted those cameras, he'd have to know, like, where and when they would be.
Yep.
To get them already there.
Which means the chick would have been on it by
Yeah.
fucking him where the cameras are.
Well,
so she should be
in
fucked.
cahoots with the
So
guy.
they both should be fucked.
I think so.
Well, then that's awesome that he span it around and saved his marriage and fucked the two assholes over, even though he's still an asshole. But you know,
Right now, Kevin Hart's wife can't trust him. He can't trust bimbos.
the world is now at peace. Really, the way it should be.
No honor amongst bimbos. It used to be you could trust a bimbo.
Well, I think it's
can't trust a broad as far as you can throw her.
Cat's out the bag. Don't trust the bimbo as far as you can throw her. Let's just live that way, and then we'll be safer. And bimbos, don't trust us.
Yeah.
No one is to be trusted in the bimbo game. Man versus bimbo. Remember, no trust in that game.
No.
If you're a man or a bimbo about to meet a man about to meet a bimbo.
Woman thinking about becoming a bimbo.
Yeah, boy thinking about becoming a man. There's no trust in the man bimbo game.
Young ladies, the bimbo is not as lucrative a career as it may seem.
No. Oh no. It can be lucrative. I mean, ask Black China. She having a baby with an 18-year-old now?
That was the rumor.
She's a sweet bimbo.
I'm just saying that bimbo's got a lot of money.
Yeah.
So there is money in the bimbo game, but boy, do you got to play it right.
You got to really do some slimy shit.
It's kind of like for all the famous A-list actors in the world, how many failed at trying to be that exact person?
The bimbo game.
Right. That's pretty much the same. The Hollywood bimbo game. Hollywood same thing. You can be Tom Cruise, Black China, or you can just be
You could be a part of Harvey Weinstein's
Cheryl.
The Dead.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Speaking of which, Mike, you and I were at a stand-up show the other night, and there was a girl in the very front row who was just absolutely beyond stunning. Not a pretty girl, just one of these like just a diamond among pebbles.
She was so hot, my wife commented first.
Yeah.
She elbowed me. And she's like, "What's going on over here?"
And I don't know how many times, and I'm not trying to be a dick, but like some woman comes in here who's supposed to be a hot singer or a hot this or hot that, and I'm like, yeah, she's attractive, she's thin, throw some makeup on her, style, but doesn't like pop. This woman fucking popped. May have been there with one of the entertainers. That may have been why she was so close to the stage. Probably that woman will never become like an A-list Hollywood celebrity. Like, what becomes of the 10.10 out of 10 that doesn't become Demi Moore?
Maybe she talks like Vanderlei Silva.
You marry a guy who's a billionaire.
But these are also the chicks where like the numbers that the Instagram models make for like a single post have come out, and it's tens of thousands of dollars
for one
this
post.
wasn't Instagram model hot though. This
It
was
like
this
hotter
was
than that?
You stopped to take a picture with her to tell your friends about.
Maybe
it.
this was stinky bugs.
It's possible. It's possible. I encountered
Big
that.
crooked one.
Maybe.
Just terrible personality.
Maybe she's a C-bomb.
Well, and you want to know something else crazy? She was sitting with a guy at a table, and so my wife and I are passing judgment like crazy because
Yeah.
we're like, he was not an attractive man,
Right.
and we're like, he must have huge cock, $1 billion.
Yeah.
She paid. At the end, when the waitress came back, she signed the credit card.
Man, you guys were fucking creeping on her hard.
I was too. Look, comedy's great, and everything, but there's some lulls. You can take in the credit.
I
I looked
immediately
like
beat off to her when I got home.
What?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You're fucking weird,
I
man.
know.
I kind of like that you can do that, though. I don't savor those moments sometimes where that is a cool, creepy opportunity. I jerked off on vacation, and because people weren't fucking me.
Yes.
And I did a jerk off in the morning, self-pity over the toilet one, and it made me feel bad about myself, like I'd failed at my vacation. And to top it off, it was salty, and somehow I'd made a mark on my dick with my thumb from jerking off.
Oh,
because I hadn't jerked off.
Thought something else was salty. I was like, Jason, do you need to taste it?
No, my dick's okay. I would tell you.
Yeah.
You know me.
Were you so angry that when you were done, you took a dump on your jizz?
No. Who are you? Do you? I don't want to ask if you did that.
Curious, man.
Did you spit on it in anger?
Do you do that?
Get the finger as it flushed down the toilet?
Do you shit on your jizz?
No.
Don't ask him.
Well, Kevin's got
No.
a kneel. We've all been over it.
right.
He kneels
Oh yeah,
when he
you
jerks
can't
off.
jerk off into the toilet like I can. Oh, you could kneel over.
I can
the
kneel
toilet.
and jizz into it,
Right.
yeah.
Well done. Well done.
I'm good at skee ball, too.
I tried to get my wife to have sex with me. She was not feeling well.
Yes.
And she was like, I'm sorry. I'm not up to it tonight.
Yeah. So just jerk
so
me
I
off.
went to the bathroom and,
Oh.
and I pretended I was having sex with this
Oh, that's fair.
mail order.
Do you tell her?
insanity.
Like, oh, no sex? All right, I'll be back. Or do you try and disguise it
Well,
as
you
a
don't
food?
have to.
Sometimes.
Look, that's like I'm gonna take a shit. You don't. That's between you.
I do, but I mean, sometimes I will. Like,
You're allowed to. You don't have to say I'm going to jerk off. So you don't have. If you don't have to, then
Right.
you don't do it all the
Right.
I
time.
don't know. You're such a free-speaking man. I figure I could see you doing that.
yeah, I mean,
but I think
sometimes I'll listen to porn on my phone, like at extreme, especially if like obviously my kid's not home, and I'll be beating off, and like the porn's like, oh fuck my ass, and my wife can clearly hear what I'm watching.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
so
awesome.
she just knows. She understands.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I used to get caught by my mom so much.
Wait, jerking off?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I got caught by my mom so much that I got mad at her.
That's real. And that softens the blow too. I think if at one time it's uncomfortable for the rest of your life,
Yep.
70 times
Yeah.
to the point where you're angry at her, it's kind of okay.
Yeah, and I was like, listen, Mom, if I'm in the bathroom and the doors are shut, I'm jerking off or I'm shitting.
Right.
And either one you don't want to be a part of.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
That is true. My mom never caught me, but she had come close before, and I was like, "Why don't you knock when you come into my room? You know I'm a teenager. That's not weird for you." And then she would knock on the door as she was opening it. I'm like, that doesn't count.
Oh, the Vegas maid thing where they're knocking
Yeah.
as they're entering. Yeah, fuck that.
Like you're still running a very dangerous risk of seeing something horrifying.
Is that horrifying? For a mom, because like you
No,
kind of.
it's horrifying for
imagine
you.
so.
It was.
I imagine
the
it sucks for all parties
It
involved.
was the
No.
first couple times. After a while, I
No,
was
the
like,
kid's worse.
I just.
If
wheel
I see
around
my
with
kid
dick
jerking
out.
off, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, but
weird
fucking,
you
you
out?
think I don't know kids jerk off? I'm uncomfortable for your ass, but I don't care. Like
My stepdad caught me jerking off once. That was weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, but a dude's different. I mean, because he gets.
No. Stepdad's even more different.
Depends on the stepdad.
Just your hard dick in your hand. Your stepdad walks.
Why does it have to be?
Get out of here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Alright, fine.
This was when I was working at McDonald's, and I always worked the closing shift, so I came home and everybody's asleep at the house, and this was when like a family had one computer,
Sure.
and it was out in the living room, so I was jerking off, and I hear the door open upstairs. I'm like, oh shit, and then it does that thing where like 5 trillion pop-up ads open, so I'm trying to hide my boner while clicking out of all the ads.
Yeah.
Failed on both parts. I thought I had covered myself with a blanket, and I'm still clicking. He walks by, I'm like, pop-up ads. Clicking. He walks past me to the bathroom, doesn't say a word. I look down, and my dick was just out the side of the blanket. I didn't cover it at all. I really fucked up.
Yeah.
Some lady in New York, this is not nearly as bad, but last week came into the bathroom while I was sitting on the toilet, and it was just like a house bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, where there's no, you know. I checked, and I'm OCD with this. I checked 2 times to make sure that it was locked. And believe it or not, you'll have to go for it. I actually wasn't even shitting. I just like had farts, and I was sitting at the table, and it was uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to fart around my friends, so I was like, if I just go and sit down, it'll do that squatty potty thing, and I can get the farts out, you know. And then this fucking, I swear to God, she had to do it with her foot because the door didn't just open. It was like poof.
She kicked the door open.
Kicked the door open. It was locked. I checked it 2 times, guys. I checked
So
it
she
2
kicked
times.
the lock open.
And the door is such that I'm sitting like this, and she comes in like over my right shoulder, but no protection, no, you know, no cubicle or anything like that. And then she's like, "Oh shit!" And then she goes out, and then I finish, and then I get out, and I'm like, "Fuck, she's gonna be waiting for this bathroom." And I thought she was doing the cool thing. When I came out, she had her back to the door, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's the best we can do here, you know." And then fucking, as soon as the door opens, she turns around and looks at me like, we pretend we don't know each other.
Yeah.
We've shared it's like a simple plan. Like, we've done a horrible thing together.
I told you about
your fart.
No, I don't think I was in the middle of farting.
I told you about like when I was working at McDonald's and doing the closing shift. I was taking a dump in one of the bathrooms after we had locked up, and there was this woman that was working there. She was like, you know, probably 20 years older than me, but she was really hot, and we had kind of been a little flirty. She walks right into the stall. I had locked it. For some reason, that little peg didn't go through all the way.
Yep.
So she pushes the door in, and I had been pooping, and I wiped, and I was done, and I stood up, and I was like, ooh, my butt crack doesn't feel as fresh as I thought it was. So I did a standing wipe, because I didn't feel like sitting back down. So she walks in, the second, like, I'm standing up, dick and nuts hanging, poopy teepee in my hand. She saw it all. She saw my poop, my dick, and my nuts.
The trifecta.
Yeah, it you know, safe to say we never flirted again after that.
The shame trifecta.
Yep, she got me.
Yeah, seeing another, your shit is. You better know him real well before that happens, or
That
it's
was
over.
awful. I was thinking in my head, I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Really?
Yeah.
Why'd this have to happen? Why couldn't one of the ugly chicks have walked in? Why couldn't I have just been 30 seconds earlier when I was sitting on the can?
Yeah.
Why did it have to be the Burger Queen? Yeah, I've known my wife for over a decade. She's never seen my poop, and I've never seen hers.
Good.
Hallelujah.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, well, I wish I could say the same, Michael. I've unfortunately had a what is that, the butt cleaner thing that Katie bought, so I guess I'm a little more in the clear, but to wash your butt out, but the one that you lock onto the shower, so it's a shower head,
Okay.
big metal one, like a metal pole that goes up your butt and washes your butt out.
Okay.
So she's teaching me how to use it, and I'm in the spare room shower, and she's like, "Here, put it up there, leave it up there a little bit, just leave it up there until the water comes out." And then water come out, and then next time flush it, it was like, "Doof." And I'm like, and she was on her butt in the tile, looking through the glass, and I was in the spare room, and the spare room had like the floor of the shower and the wall of the shower was kind of like this weird plasticky stuff that was like not touching the ground. It was a little bit bubbly.
Yeah. like
So when it hit, it was like like a plastic boat kind of thing, like it was like boof. You know what I mean? Like it had a bit of an echo in it, and I'm like, "What is that?" And I look back, and it's like a turd that is hit hard on this plastic and somewhat taken like it's melted a little bit from the impact, but it's still a solid turd on the back of it.
It was a soundly constructed.
And I look at it and I see it, and I look at her, and she's got her hands across her face, and you know what I mean, like,
Like,
you know what I mean, like
Macaulay Culkin?
yeah, like, oh my god, turd, and I'm like, oh my god, and then you know what I mean, she starts laughing her ass off, and then I start laughing with her, and that's it.
And then I fucked her.
Did she beg you?
That is not what happened. It was sure later on, but many hours after the turd flew out, because that really did slow things down when it came to anything like that. But she knew. It was kind of like, why I shaved my head, because when she looked at me like, I really don't like that haircut, and I'm like, it's your fucking idea. You know what I mean? And I was like, I really can't believe this poo came out of me. And she's looking at me like that. And I'm like, but this is your idea. Like, this hose is up my ass because of you. So I don't feel as bad.
It sucks that she was watching, because if she wasn't, otherwise it would have been probably a really good experience for you. You know, to just blast out a.
No.
No, okay.
No,
I love that.
No.
feeling.
Oh, I would say if I've done it and a big blast of water comes out of my ass, feels kind of cool. But I did not need that in my life. I was like, I don't have to. I just explain. You don't tell me you can. I mean, you're weird. You think a shit comes flying out of your ass and hits the ground, and you're like, hell yeah. Yeah, if Katie wasn't there, I would have been like, oh, because
it's certainly if I'm hosing my ass out to, remove poop.
Yeah.
It's like one of those pimple popping videos.
It's not supposed to be
exactly.
Okay, well then, I'm not a shit guy. Yeah, I'll watch pimples pop, but I will not watch turd videos.
I'm not watching other.
I'll send you a turd video on Snapchat. I tried to send you one on Snapchat. Like, you don't have one, huh?
I do.
Right, well, you should
I have
check.
Snapchat. I haven't checked it in a while.
Check your DMs.
I sent Andrew and Kevin.
I'm trying to pull you into the game. I want them to play with me.
About 2 weeks ago, I sent Andrew and Kevin maybe the worst shit video I've ever seen. It was one that I was grossed out sending.
I sent Dave and Murmur and 7 other listeners a shit video of like a Japanese lady that like she runs outside and right as she bends over it starts flying out and it hits her undies and she's making these weird sounds and then it like rockets out even more like just whoosh. She's like oh it's crazy shit flying everywhere.
You can go ahead and send that to me if you go.
All right. You gotta get Snapchat.
Okay,
that's the only way I know how to do it.
Well, speaking of taking awesome shits, Andrew, what's on Netflix this month?
A ton of shit, and I'm super disappointed. If you're driving around LA, you can't avoid the billboards for the week of the Adam Sandler Chris Rock movie that just came out on Netflix. And then I started looking into it. And do you guys know how much money Netflix is spending on movies and shows this year?
It's in the billions.
Okay, not on Adam Sandler, just on everything.
On everything.
All right, I do not know.
$8 billion.
Oh!
7 would have been my guess. Yeah.
So I imagine Sandler and Rock are getting a ton of money, but that movie looks awful. So yep, I'm talking to myself. Some of the other stuff that's coming out, the Howard Stern interview with Letterman is out at the end of this month. Joel McHale has his show. Nope. I'm not going to get through this. 13 Reasons Why Season 2's out, so
come on.
Have fun with your kids watching that.
Not dead yet?
Nope.
For Season 2.
Season 2. If you want to cry, Coco comes out at the end of the month.
I didn't get a chance to see that. I'll watch it.
Wait, what's Coco?
So
For free?
good. It's so good.
The Pixar movie?
It's a cry movie, right?
Yeah.
I'm not watching that shit.
I went to see it in the theaters twice and cried both.
What? Wait, do you go with your kid every time?
Yeah.
Okay, you're alright.
I mean, I got a little misty during Avengers.
Oh.
I'm sure that movie's gonna fuck
wait,
me up.
why? Explain the bit that made you misty.
There's a big body count. A lot of people get taken out in this.
Body counts in it? Do they sing Evil Dick?
Wait, I've seen the Avengers, haven't I?
The new one.
The one that just came out
Yeah.
last week?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Wait, who's in it? Name the superheroes?
Everyone. Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, Spider-Man,
Yeah, I saw
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Black Panther.
Thanos.
Big purple guy.
Well, but Kevin's more emotionally attached to these characters
died?
than everybody
Who
else.
died?
Everybody.
Man, that's
There's a
impossible.
massive body count in it. It's pretty crazy.
So it's over then?
No.
They've already got the next one.
Did they come back to
coming out
life like Superman did?
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that.
Right, okay.
But there's definitely for sure a handful of people that are permanently dead.
Well, I saw a story today that between now and the end of next year, there are at least 14 superhero movies coming out. Yeah, I can read the list, so don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
Still plenty more where that came from.
There are people that died in the new Avengers movie that already have sequels ready, so you know, like, okay, of course they're not dead for real.
Yeah, because they're magical power guys. They don't have to die. They
Yeah.
come back no matter what.
There is one documentary that comes out. I'm going to fucking do it all the time. It's called Evil Genius, and it's kind of set up like the Making Murderer documentary. Fuck. Christ, I don't know what to do here.
Stop saying that!
Yeah, that would seem to be your move here.
What's
Right,
Evil
well-
Genius about?
There was a bank robbery where a guy had a bomb strapped around his neck.
Oh, okay. I think I did see that.
And they're doing the whole documentary about what was real. Was the guy in on it before the bomb blew up around his neck?
Oh, he
and
died.
So, yeah, he died after the police tried to remove it. It blew up.
Is that what they based that movie 20 Minutes or Less on?
I'm not sure. But it's the Duplass brothers.
I believe it's 30 Minutes or Less, starring my wife.
Oh, fuck. That's right.
Yes.
My bad.
I see what you did there.
You're married to Jesse Eisenberg?
No, Aziz Ansari.
After you guys are such dicks. So the trailer for the week of is one of the worst things I've ever seen, and
In your opinion,
it's really bad.
Okay.
It's like when two families from different sides of the track come together for their kid's wedding.
Yeah.
Guess what happens?
Wait, that's not a successful thing to do anymore?
It doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
Okay.
I pulled a couple trailers where they use that sort of setup. If you
Trailers
guys
have
wanna hear
evolved.
them.
Like the deep raspy in a world that's phased out.
Okay.
A lot of them now they don't even have a VO guy going through it.
Right.
But on the, I believe it's the games page, there's 4 examples of when the trailers did used to use that big voice guy and set up the movies. If you guys want to play, and then I've got a game for you, which I think is going to go great.
I think. Don't do that to him. He's doing great. Look at the games page.
Yes.
Okay.
Top right.
Right. So what am I doing?
Just this would be an example of what the game's going to look like. Damn it! Fucking Christ! I got cunt.
Wow. I know it's Friday, but I think we've succeeded like 100 C-bombs. So let's back off a little.
Put that one back in the holster.
Fair enough.
Hey, go with your twat thing.
Twat.
Twat. Sorry, yeah, twat.
You twat, Andrew.
Plamp, plamp.
Wait, I know, fam. A lot of old timers. Well, that's harsh.
Well, that was probably about like a truck running down a hill or something.
It sounded like someone imitating a truck running down.
I know, right?
So that's
These
just
two
one
guys can
example,
stand
yeah.
each other. The
Wait.
criminals don't stand a chance.
Wasn't that example from like the 80s or something just then?
Yeah, they don't use this stuff anymore.
Okay.
They'll just like pick clips of the movie and use those for the trailers.
Is that
But-
why the week of trailer seemed silly to you?
Yeah, the week of trailer was really bad because it went back to the old trope or whatever of having the voiceover guy.
He's black. He's white.
They're
Zoinks.
Well, but-
crazy families.
Yeah, high concept movies I think lend themselves to that, and Adam Sandler kept that going as long as it kept going. You know, what if you had a universal remote that controlled your universe? That's fucking prime Sandler.
He might have ended it, right?
Well, it's not over.
I could say that in my house without even pronouncing any of the words. And people know what I'm doing. So fucking good. Click! Ow! I feel good! But on October 26th, ow!
There was the same thing too for the '90s kind of rom-com, but in a different direction. You know, it was more of the sad Smashing Pumpkin song, and then it's like she was just a girl. You know, trying to find her way.
Well, that genre isn't completely done because I've written trailers.
Oh yeah.
The twist is I haven't seen any of these movies. So I'm just going off of the movie poster and the title of the movie. And you guys are going to have to guess which movie I'm doing a trailer for.
Okay.
Wait, what do you get to see again? You get to see the
I've only seen the movie poster.
Okay.
And the title of the movie.
Okay.
And certainly in some of these cases, you had some passing familiarity with the movie when it came out.
Not really.
No. Okay.
No. So it's really.
I believe it. I believe he somehow can pass not knowing giant movies.
What was his Beetlejuice one yesterday?
Oh yeah, you did too.
What happens when a guy in a prison jumpsuit
This is how
comes and
this
gets you?
yeah, this is how this bit is on the radio.
I pitched this as a
he
group
pitched that we
bit.
would all do it, and we were like, "Well, you do it first." And Telly said Beetlejuice, and he said a guy in a prison suit.
Yeah, it
And
goes
I'm
to
like,
the underworld.
Yeah,
And things go haywire.
That was the pitch.
yeah, that's it. We're on the radio.
You know what's weird?
Right?
I live.
I'm not watching that movie. He's got a prison suit on, and he's in the underworld.
Where was I wrong?
What the fuck? Where were you wrong?
Every single place.
I know.
Well, that sets up well for this one.
The guy that wrote Beetlejuice was living in my unit before I moved in there. I still get all of his old Screen Actors Guild shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Pretend you're him. He's gonna die soon.
That's the plan.
So, Jason, if you want to play music, I can try to like fine tune the trailer that I've written out to the music. I'd also say any character names are probably wrong, but I could also just go Guy 1 and Guy 2. Depends on whatever
I think you
want.
should make up character names. Oh, sorry. Gotta find beds for you.
So feel free to jump in. I don't have super long trailers, but I've written something for, I don't know, 10, 15 movies.
You can only write so much when you know absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Kevin was like, can you be more specific? And I told him, I haven't seen the movie. I don't know the plot.
That's the point. Be
So-
as specific as possible. Just
I don't
wing
want
it.
to. I don't want to give away. There are some I could have given away a little bit more, but I feel like the title gives it away.
You ready?
Ready to go. Tom and John are two normal kids bored on a Saturday night, but when a miracle appears in front of them, their whole lives are changed. As these boys explore their minds and their bodies, a new person enters their world, leading them on a dangerous path of self-exploration until she tries to escape in an experiment gone wrong.
Weird Science.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, Tully's right.
Oh man, I was not gonna get that.
I was so far away from Weird Science before I came up with Weird Science.
All right, you ready?
Yep. It's 2050, and the world looks nothing like it does now. Flying cars, robots, and holograms have replaced the postman, Little League, and karaoke. But when the computer system malfunctions and a hero is needed to restore balance, you can count on this athlete to come to the rescue and use his talents to fix the virus.
Flash Gordon.
iRobot? Blade Runner.
There, yeah, Blade Runner.
Oh, shit.
Why is he an athlete?
Yeah, why is he an athlete?
Blade Runner?
Why is it 2050? The sequel says it's in
Blade
year
Runner.
2049.
Well, I haven't seen the movie, so I wouldn't actually know what time it is.
Man, this is kind of now annoying me. Oh shit.
So the first Blade Runner takes place a year after the sequel.
I haven't seen the sequel, so I couldn't tell you.
But you've seen the title.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to that.
I could have made that same mistake. Is the second one called 2049?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But Blade Runner, 2049.
Yes.
Yeah, I stopped after the first two words.
You ready?
Yep. Oh. The search for truth has been going on for thousands of years with no answers. But no one has the resources that this man has. On his final mission before retirement, watch as he takes down the Nazis one last time and finds the Holy Grail.
Iron Man.
No.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Indiana Jones.
Which one, though?
The Temple of Doom.
Nope.
Last
It is Last Crusade.
Crystal Skull.
Wait,
Wasn't
was
the
that
Holy
really
Grail
a
in one of
movie?
them?
Yeah, that was
Skull?
the Shia LaBeouf one.
Oh, that's why. Mm-hmm. Pay attention to that
I think
shit.
they're making another one. So many unanswered questions.
Fuck.
Can I get a love bed? A classic love story, as old as time itself. What happens when two lovers meet perchance on a runway and spend one glorious night together before being swept away by the weather? A world war might be going on in the background.
Pearl Harbor?
Yeah.
Nope.
I was
Titanic.
Runaway Bride. Twister.
Look who's talking.
Twister.
Human Centipede.
Is there an upside down cow in it? Wait, is there any more?
Nope,
Breakfast
that's
at
it.
Tiffany's?
Wait, can I hear the copy again?
Yeah, do it again.
A classic love story as old as time itself.
You've got mail.
What happens when two lovers meet perchance on a runway and spend one glorious night together before being swept away by the weather.
Pretty Woman?
The
A
Notebook.
world war might be going on in the background.
Bridget Jones's Diary.
War.
Titanic.
1852. Wait.
Abraham
Pearl-
Lincoln, Vampire Killer.
Pearl Harbor.
Inglorious Bastards.
Yes, I know, right?
Saving Private Ryan.
Django.
Fish out of water. Call me Wanda.
Was it Splash?
It's Gone
Fish
with the
called
Wind.
What?
Gone with the Wind.
Oh, you suck.
No?
Wait, did you mix in some
Oh,
Casablanca?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
might have.
man.
Oh,
Yeah, it was very few couples used to meet on runways in the Civil War era.
living your life.
Fucking idiot. Live and learn.
Beaten down by society, Clip decides the developed world is not for him
Cliffhanger.
and goes on a journey of self-exploration
The name's Hanger.
that leads him to connect with Mother Earth. During his journey, he transcends normal human constraint and becomes one with nature, leading to self-discovery.
Castaway?
Home Alone.
Avatar.
Dances with Wolves.
There,
Yeah, Joe.
yes.
What?
Kevin, you were correct. Dances with Wolves.
Jesus Christ.
Makes no sense.
That was a gag answer.
Well, you got it right.
Sweet. I don't know what Dances with Wolves is about.
It-
Isn't it about a guy who wants to go live with
Wolves?
ends up living with Native
I think
Americans?
he's a
wants to-
Union soldier
Yeah.
who befriends Native
Right.
Americans.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't want to. He just wants to get away from society because of all the killing that he was involved in. And then he ends up making friends with Indians and wolves. And then the troops ask for his help again, and he does not help them. And in return, they kill his Indian friends and his wolves, and then he kills them.
Oh, so Last Samurai, except he wins.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Exactly. Fuck. It's brutal. I love both those movies too, which just shows how fucking basic I am. Just give me another one of the stupid cheese dick movies and I'll go for it.
Where should they go live next time?
I know, that's the only problem. Steven Seagal really tried to do it in like the Bronx and stuff, but it was like he just couldn't live there, you know? One time I think he might have been in the mountains, but he got too cold and went back to the city. But yeah, and those ones almost worked, but he just didn't really live in the Bronx. You know what I mean? Like, he did. He tried to do it in Tokyo. He tried to. Listen here, Holmes. Like he did. He was Mexican for a little bit.
Hey, Chico.
Yeah, Chico, listen to me right now. Don't make me run for you, huh?
Why would I go to a check cashing place when there's a perfectly good bank?
Okay, if you want me to run, I run. Here we go. I'm not waving, Chico. I'm running. Yeah, no.
What do you know about a boombox?
Dude, I think I don't know, trench coat and a boombox, that might have happened. He did it all. He's lived all the lives.
Couple more left. You want to hit my music?
Sorry.
A group of friends gone bad. Down on their luck and without much hope, a group of buddies turn to the world of kidnapping and crime to pay the bills.
Very bad things.
As tension mounts within the group, who knows if they'll stay friends and avoid turning on each other?
Friends.
Dawn of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Pulp Fiction.
When the world ends.
Young Guns.
Ooh.
Haley.
Once again, another storyline that cannot be beaten that is done several thousand times. Do it again. Wait, let me do this.
Tokyo Drift.
No, I've seen all the Fast and Furious movies.
Wait, let me do it again.
A group of friends gone bad. Down on their luck and without much hope, a group of buddies turn to the world of kidnapping and crime to pay the bills.
Oh, I know what it is.
Goonies.
It is Goonies.
Wild Hogs.
Did they do
There's
that?
a much better
That would have been
movie
way
there
better if I
somewhere.
know, right? If Tim Allen just decided to fucking steal something. That's awesome.
You know what'd be really badass?
Guys, this is not right. Guys, shut the fuck up.
Sure, leather jackets are awesome. No one's debating that, but you know what'd be
Wild
really
hogs are
cool?
stealing bitches. That's what's up. Somebody get me some meth. I gotta stay awake to keep this bitch down.
Now we're all in on this.
You guys wanted wild.
Oh no, my wife's gonna kill me. What was the question?
Their friends.
No,
are gonna turn on each other.
is Justin Timberlake in it?
He is not. I would have seen that movie.
Alpha Dogs.
Heat.
That movie's great. It is not Heat.
Goodfellas.
Nope.
Casino.
Nope.
What's the end of the world movie that was
Man,
like
I
the
said
Seth
that.
Rogen
End of
shit?
the world.
Oh,
Not that movie.
When the world ends.
This is the
This
end.
is the end. Yeah.
This is the end.
This is not a comedy. I don't think it's a comedy.
Is it
I've been led to
Scanners?
believe it's not a comedy.
Ace Ventura.
The Warriors.
Flatliners.
Wild Boys.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It is Reservoir Dogs.
What the fuck?
All right, I need to hear your trailer again.
Yeah, do it again.
A group of friends gone bad, down on their luck and without much hope. A group of buddies turn to the world of kidnapping and crime to pay the bills. As tension mounts within the group, who knows if they'll stay friends and avoid turning on each other.
Tell me everything you think you know about Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Alright, so these guys are friends. They all wear the same suit, and they go and rob banks. They then meet in a warehouse where they each give each other code names according to colors. The group like splits up, and they turn on each other, and then Steve Buscemi dies.
That's it.
Yeah, it's Reservoir Dogs.
Not that
You
bad.
ripped that straight from the IMDb page,
Yes.
didn't you?
Was I close?
No.
Oh, was that?
Well, they're
close?
not a group of friends
No,
that
they're not.
comes together like because they're buddies. But besides that, you're.
I've seen 30 seconds of them in a warehouse.
Why is that a movie that you decided to avoid?
It just was never on my radar.
But all the Fast and Furious are.
Yeah. Those are fun.
No, you make a lot of sense, Andrew. Do you want another?
Yeah, I got a couple more.
Okay.
Were your days in high school rough? Can't have been as bad as this guy. Were your what? Were your days in high school rough?
The Color Purple.
Can't have been as bad as this guy, as he's forced to navigate the ins and outs of adolescence while also dealing with a growing problem.
21 Jump Street.
While searching for the antidote.
Teen Wolf.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah. Nice. Another one?
Yeah. A new breed of warriors coming in the year 2200. Half man, half machine. There's no stopping this beast, and he can jump through time.
Terminator.
No, don't say it.
With machine guns for arms and a tank for a lower body, be prepared this summer to be blown away as humanity is under attack. It's Terminator.
Gone with the Wind.
What was the year again?
2200.
Wait, you haven't seen Terminator?
Nope.
And why does he have a tank for a body?
I think he can like form into different metal things.
Have you ever seen a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger with a tank for a lower?
Yeah, you know he's a
machine
star,
gun
right?
arms?
But you just see his upper body, and I think he has machine gun arms. Aren't they like metal arms that fire guns?
Are you fucking... Hey, don't fuck with me, man.
I've not seen Terminator.
You think Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie has tank legs?
I feel like he's a metal morphing body.
He's not a man.
He's got like a brain. I don't really know.
He thinks that it's because he saw the Guns N' Roses video for "You Could Be Mine," so he knows a little bit about the Liquid guy, Robert Patrick, and he thinks they can all do that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's exactly right.
The original Terminator, really? You never found any interest?
Nope. No.
So wait, were you just doing the first Terminator or Terminator 2?
Just Terminator.
He doesn't know the difference.
Yeah.
You've seen...
No, he's already, you could tell 'cause
I've
he was
seen
putting
0 Terminators. Couldn't tell you how many there are. Not
You should
interested.
fucking... You should watch them.
I feel like they've
You offend me as a human being.
movie technology is advanced, and I can watch better stuff with Vin Diesel and The Rock.
Oh.
Got tons of smart comments. Here we go.
War. What is it good for? Not much if you ask these young servicemen. As
Born
they
on the
deal-
4th of July.
Pussy Patrol.
Not much if you ask these young servicemen as they deal with the tough-nosed sergeant
Ski Patrol.
who tries to lead them through boot camp.
Red Dawn.
From tough training during the day to attacks at night, these men are shown the rough side of military life and triumph over a brutal commander on their way to serving our nation.
Is this gay porn?
Major Payne.
Small Soldiers.
Private Benjamin.
In the Army now.
It is, isn't it? It's not Private Benjamin?
Platoon.
Nope.
Full Metal Jacket.
That
Gotta
is
be,
Full
right.
Metal Jacket. Yeah.
Those are similar. That little
Private
group.
Benjamin.
Are you worried that if you watch any of these movies, you'll see how shitty the movies you love are?
No, not at all.
Then why not give one a go?
I like what I like, and if I'm going to spend 2 hours, I know that...
You're a fucking 12-year-old, dude.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
That's like asking somebody who just lives on
Yeah.
McDonald's, are you afraid that if you went to the best pho place in LA that you'd realize you're living a lie? No. They would be like, what's the fucking point of this soup? I'm going to spit this out and go back to McDonald's.
But there's also always sports on. So I'll watch a baseball game between two random teams over
Terminator
Apocalypse
2.
Now.
Here's
Yeah.
one that I just did recently. I read a book. Haven't done that ever.
But I like books.
Change things. No, but you fucking idiot. What I'm trying to say is try something different in your life.
Like I've
Try a movie that all these people speak highly of. Just try it.
I've watched Citizen Kane as an adult. It's fucking boring.
I don't think you'd
Citizen
hate
Kane.
Terminator, dude. I think
Terminator 2 is still an awesome
All right,
fucking
so
movie.
I did. Here are 4 movies I haven't seen that I think are generally accepted as great ones. I didn't write trailers for these 4. Should I watch Apocalypse Now?
Yes.
Taxi Driver?
Yes.
A Clockwork Orange?
He
or
won't handle
Deer
that.
Hunter?
I think the last
the
three
last
would
two,
be bored by.
Yeah, the last two.
And Deer Hunter would freak you out. Deer Hunter would definitely bum you out.
Frankly, if we're betting here, I think the last 4 will bore you.
Right, that's the problem.
That's actually a good point. But Terminator wouldn't. Terminator 1 and 2 wouldn't.
Is the CGI a little rough?
Oh my!
The only CGI in Terminator 2 is the liquid metal guy, and it still looks awesome.
The original Terminator would not like you would. There's so little special effects that you.
It's all
wouldn't mind
practical
it.
effects.
Oh, well then, I mean, I have no idea what the movie's about, so I'm under the impression it's all terrible CGI.
No. Arnold is so fucking awesome. It's just, you're crazy. You're crazy, man.
He's a bad guy in the first one.
Here's the reason why it's insulting. Or not insulting, but frustrating. Because you're not a dumb guy. Like you're a guy who seems to have it gets enjoyment out of intellectual stimulation. So
I used to think that too.
I think you would enjoy it. Now again, some of these movies are they're legendary because of the way they were made, but they're boring. Others you would genuinely be stimulated by.
But I like the Bourne trilogy, whatever it is. Like, those are modern CIA thriller movies that I think I'd find more enjoyment rewatching versus Terminator. I could be wrong. Absolutely.
You'll never know.
Yeah, it's true. We'll never know. You want one last one?
Yeah.
Yep.
When a man can't control his desires, the
Brokeback Mountain.
The NYPD sends in their top psychiatrist to figure out how many people he's killed and where the victims are.
Oh.
Lethal Weapon.
No.
When he gains the upper hand, the
Silence
doctor
of
has...
the Hams.
Yep, that's
Yes.
right.
Oh, I was going to say 7.
I've seen that movie.
Have you?
Yeah, I like parts of it.
Did it
I
scare
think
you?
I zoned out.
What do you mean you're zoned out? There's like a
Like,
fucking
what's that?
fat dude that gets...
Yeah, that part.
There's a guy that fucks somebody with a blade on the end of his dick. How do you drift off when that's happening?
I think
Knife dick, bro. Knife dick.
I
You
zoned
said
out after
you
the,
got
like, the
scared.
gluttony
When
thing.
it gets scared,
Yeah.
you get out.
Yeah, I was like,
don't
no
say
fucking way.
don't say that it was boring.
Well, it wasn't
It
boring.
scared the shit out of you and you looked away.
And then I came back for the what's in the box.
Yeah, because you couldn't handle the whole rest of the movie.
Yeah,
And you can't. There's no point looking in what's the box if you didn't watch the whole fucking movie. The whole intensity of the whole movie versus what's in the box versus don't watch the whole movie and then ask Brad what's in the box takes away what's in the fucking box. You're too scared to experience life.
You turned it into a YouTube unboxing video.
Fair enough.
Did you see the guy who he keeps as a junkie in a bed for a year and just deteriorates him into like a shriveled up zombie and he's still alive?
I saw the fat dude in the gross apartment and then was like, I've had enough.
No, you missed out.
Take me to the box. I want to know what's in the box.
Yeah.
Fast forward 2 bucks, please.
Do you think? Have you ever seen The Godfather?
Nope.
Do you think
Seen
you would enjoy
Goodfellas.
that?
I think he would be bored by it.
I don't think you like movies that have like a story. Man, it sounds insulting, but like a story and good acting. I don't think that is the bit that interests you in movies. I mean, you've already mentioned the CGI thing seems to be a big player for you.
It does sound like you like long music videos.
I was just gonna say, what if we? I swear to God, I was just gonna say, what if we took The Godfather and just took out the score and just put in songs by like The Weeknd and stuff underneath The Godfather? Would you like that better?
Yeah, I mean, how much do you have to have of the movie for him to get the gist of it? To, like, in popular music of today.
Just the opening scene where the Godfather, that whole opening sequence where it's the wedding day and he's receiving like Luca Brasi and you stop by acting like a man. That's all in the first sequence.
You should keep your laptop nearby, put the volume low, and then just start one of your shitty playlists, and that'll be the score.
I got
of the
a
Godfather.
barbecue stain on my white T-shirt.
That works.
Not a bad idea.
Okay, you love sports. What about Raging Bull? Would you watch Raging Bull?
That's like the one sports movie I haven't seen.
It's fucking boring.
Other
than Rocky, I haven't seen any of the Rockies. So yeah.
Wow, that's
That
surprising.
That you might enjoy.
Do you think, after hearing what we just heard, do you think Andrew would be bored by the first Rocky?
Yeah,
because it's not a
very
fast paced. Because like that's Andrew's thing is like these ADD movies, like Fast and the Furious, where there's something exploding or racing or shooting every 3 seconds.
Andrew needs Rocky 4.
He doesn't need.
Andrew's not watching Rocky 1. Andrew needs. If I could change, you can change.
Yeah.
We build him. We make him big.
Yeah,
strong.
him fighting Jago would be good. Yeah.
I mean, I watched when we did the movie review of the second Stallone Rambo, whatever, First Blood, and I was bored out of my mind with that movie.
Yeah, the very like it is called First Blood, right? The first
No,
Rambo movie?
We did the second one.
We did Rambo. We did like Rambo, not the prequel shit. Yeah.
Because wow, and you found that one boring.
Yeah, whenever he like comes out of the mud, I was like, fucking boring.
You need to watch the most recent Rambo. Then.
The very first Rambo is him just coming home and getting picked on. Like that one is kind of boring by Andrew standards.
Yeah.
And the fact that the second one lost you.
No, you need Rambo 3 or the most recent when he's old.
Need a fucking lobotomy is what you need.
Burma's a war zone. And he fucking machine
like it.
guns people. The most recent one that came out in like 2005-ish is...
That's like the ultra gory one.
The
right?
most violent movie you could ever... Eli Roth couldn't make a joke movie that
Yeah,
violent.
he can't. He doesn't like the violence. He likes more of the CGI exploding like The Rock says something cool.
Wait, do you watch The Expendables?
I've not seen those movies.
Yeah, see?
Right. Should we do like a Rocky 4 review on air and cut him in on it?
I'd be lost.
No, I mean you would have to watch it as well, like we rewatched.
Well, I don't know the story leading up to Rocky 4.
No,
think
you'll
you need
be
to.
totally lost. Yeah.
Would you really?
No, I'm joking. No,
Right.
you'll get it, dude.
Yeah, he's the
different
same
social.
guy. He never changes.
I mean, here's what you need to know: Apollo Creed's his friend.
Yep. He died.
Well, that happens in 4.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Right? But see, that's why I'm thinking 4 is good, because you get death right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Right in the first scene.
Yes. Very small doses of Adrian.
Yes.
And which is very important.
Paulie's a bitch. He doesn't do much.
But I really like the bleed for this movie that came out. Like, I like boxing movies. They're good. I just was bored. It just seemed like Rocky was boring. And
Rocky
my dad's
won-
not American, so like he wasn't showing me these movies as a kid being
Right.
like, you
He
should
was
watch
showing
them.
you
What part of
Hitler
Africa
videos.
is your dad from?
He was pulling for Max Schnell.
He liked Caddyshack, and that was like his one movie that he would watch and have us watch as a
Where's your
kid.
dad from?
Germany.
Oh, okay. So did you watch like shit porn?
No. Never got turned on by
No,
that.
Triumph of the Will, you know.
Did your dad force you to watch like fine German cinema?
No.
You're not allowed to admit it if you did anyway.
So wait, what did
Did
you
you
watch?
watch-
Because he didn't like American stuff, but you guys didn't watch German stuff.
It was a lot of sports, like Redskins games all the time.
They play 16 times per year, dude.
I know, we would watch a ton of highlights.
Oh, come on.
Of like their Super Bowl, like we would get the Sports Illustrated. Here's the VHS tape of Doug Williams. And,
Yeah, dude, I have Giants Among Men from when the Giants won in '86. I watched it a lot. I still watched other shit. You only watch the NFL Films thing on the '87 Redskins so many times. What did you watch that was scripted entertainment in your home as a family?
Wrestling? No, we didn't watch it.
Propaganda film?
Daddy, can we watch Terminator? Mine! More Redskins!
Go football!
Did you watch like Cosby Show and shit?
We did watch a lot. That was like the one comedy we watched.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense now.
You guys don't want to do more of his dad? It's kind of fun. I can hang
I
out
want to and I can't.
a little bit more before we leave. You should do some research.
Don't like these Browns!
You must say the word cunt!
He was a big fan of the Beach Boys. Listen to that.
The Beach Boys!
I love good vibrations! The artist meets stripes in for God's skin!
Are you sure your dad wasn't like a sleeper cell?
Seriously. Yeah, Serpent Safari! Hey, 10! Go, schnell! Miranda!
Boys!
Hey, Miranda! Just nicht nein, so wach, sei losreißen! Surf City, USA!
No wonder you're just watching sports. Makes sense.
Did you watch like West German soccer?
Yeah, a lot of like Bayern and Dortmund and Bundesliga stuff. Yeah.
Oh, there he goes.
All right. Whew, we'll be
Wish
back.
they all could be blonde hair, blue eyes.
That made me.
Fun.
Did Daddy take the t-shirt away?
Alright, so I guess you have to go ahead to post that thing.
Nice.
Yep. I keep confusing myself. Mojo at the dojo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that better than in the?
Mojo in the dojo. I do. It seems like it's more of a they're two totally different things.
Yeah.
Aptha is like, you know, like what are fields? They're like Tropicana Field at blah 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 stadium. It's more of that. Mojo.
Right. Yeah.
What are, I forget. I'm so.
I think
scared.
the only reason I said in the is because I was thinking Rumble in the Jungle.
No. They're both completely. Let me see what the hell I even told Mojo. Yeah, Sam said he likes Mojo at the dojo. Let's just.
He's a funny little man.
Sam?
Lee.
Yeah. Oh, he is. Yeah, I really like him. The more I know him.
Now what are we doing?
Kevin's got his some Craigslist. We got some headlines, and we can do final calls.
All right. Got tons of headlines, right?
We do.
Yeah, we haven't really taken any calls this week as well. If you want to.
Do you want to push Craigslist and just do news and phone calls? We certainly can.
Yeah, should get him out of the way as well for stuff.
Yeah.
And we do have a couple Wolf Knife names left over from yesterday. If you want to do that as well, I can throw that up.
Get Will's machine going.
Yeah.
Action, talk. The Jason Ellis Show. I like to suck dick. I think comes glorious. I will perhaps tongue a lady's butt. I would really like to put it in your ass.
To celebrate his 50th birthday, a massive Hollywood celebrity is jumping out of a helicopter, bungee jumping, over the Grand Canyon on YouTube.
58th birthday?
50th. I'm kind of pissed because that's right up my alley. It is Johnny Knoxville.
Nope.
Right.
Josh Brolin.
Bigger.
50th.
Clay Aiken.
Much bigger.
I was going to say Tom Cruise, but he's way older than 50.
Oh, shit.
Does that would be so him, right?
No, it wouldn't.
To bungee jump out of a helicopter over the Grand Canyon?
He's always talking about how he does his own stunts, and he's,
Who's 50?
Will Smith?
That's exactly right.
Nice.
Isn't that just odd?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
the end. That's all.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't know about. I don't know. He seems happy. So I'm happy. It's mysterious as fuck. To me, he's a mysterious guy.
Yeah.
No matter how much truth or no matter how much he talks, to anybody about anything, not that I've watched it, he's mysterious to me.
Right.
And so is his wife.
He's one of those people who, right, like in the weirdly like the Lou Reed category. If you can ask him a question, he'll give you an answer. He'll talk to you all day.
You're not
and
going to get a read
I
on
still
him.
don't totally get it.
Yep. I don't get a read on any of those people.
Yeah, it seems like they have an internal logic. Like,
Yeah.
it makes sense to them.
Yep.
Like they go home and they're like fucking, you know,
nailed it.
Thetans, right? And like, dude, that's like the other people are not even looking at shit, you know.
I don't even. I don't agree with it, but I'm sure it's right. Good for you. It's working. I follow him on Instagram.
Is it? Well, I don't know how
every
well
now and then I see his face and he's dancing and doing something weird. He seems like my gaydar goes off hard on that guy, but
that's the rumor.
But whatever, man.
That's the rumor.
Right, and that's in turn been the rumor about his wife. That at least she is on the spectrum sexually.
Well, maybe that's just maybe they're just a really successful black me and Katie, who try to keep it on the hush hush instead of fucking let sirens up about it. It happens, man. They're out there. Big deal.
Right. Well, they haven't been super hush hush about it over the years. At least she has said in interviews about he has never done anything that I'm not okay with him doing because I trust him. So they've stopped short of saying an open marriage or an orientation fluid.
Keeping
thing.
it respectful though.
Just don't embarrass me.
Because they didn't want to do anything to the kids, you know.
He was
Well-
perfectly okay to cornhole Jazzy Jeff.
Who what?
For years.
I'm sorry, what?
And Mr. Banks.
Who are you talking about?
Will Smith.
He did what to who?
He's cornholing Jazzy Jeff.
Who's Jazzy Jeff and who did he
That
didn't
was his
cornhole
sidekick.
anybody?
That was his sidekick.
He cornholed him?
No.
You don't know who Jazzy Jeff is? Wow. Good for you.
Oh
He
yeah.
did Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. That was who they were.
Yeah, no, never. Fresh Prince wasn't really a music thing to me. I was more of like a joke.
It was a joke.
It was.
It's horrible. If you go back and listen to it, it is fucking pathetically bad.
Yeah,
well,
so-
Summertime's good, but the stuff that put them on the map.
And his solo rap is just unbelievably bad.
I don't.
Wait,
yeah, I know.
what are we talking about here?
Like
just
Wild
thought-
Wild West and
Well, that was
Boom
different.
Shake the Room and all the Will Smith songs. They're fucking terrible.
No way.
What about getting jiggy with it?
Yeah, that was
Terrible.
No way. Getting jiggy with it was sick.
Fuck you.
Jiggy with it is still sick today.
Yeah,
There's the only thing that you, if it starts playing, you're a hater if you think that's not a fun song.
I'm totally objective about shitty music. I think like.
Oh wait a minute! I
he
forgot. You don't know shit about music. You're
He-
a fucking music tard.
Totally brought up Summertime. That's a great song. You listen to it and you go, "This is fantastic."
Yeah.
Fuck.
How can you
getting
go?
jiggy
How
with
can
it.
you say Summertime and Jiggy with it are like real? One's good and one's bad.
One's good and one's bad?
No, I think you can make that argument. Summertime was like weirdly. It's still like family friendly. Obviously, it's about a family barbecue and stuff.
Yeah, that
but
bit sucks, but it's got a relaxing summertime hook to it. Like the thing works.
it does feel like it's like more of Ice Cube light as opposed to just straight up Nickelodeon produced this
Right.
in a lab. But I think getting jiggy with it works on its own level, which is it's not so bad. This other stuff is so bad it's bad. That one's not even so bad it's good. It's just it's corny fun.
Yep.
And
It's corny fun. It's not. You're not to be taken serious.
And
it's
that's
very
what,
funny.
And that's what it was
straight
when
up.
it came. It's not like nostalgia made it like that, like "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees or something. That's exactly what it was when it came out.
Yep. He knew it was stupid.
And then he tried to make the same song again with Miami. That sucked dick.
Right, but it was still fun.
What about the Men in
See,
Black?
okay, that's different. Miami is where I am laughing at the song, but I don't turn it off when it plays. Like if it comes on, I'm like, oh fuck yeah.
There's not the one where he brags about holding the cigar but not lighting
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah, and then you got the girl speaking
Mm-hmm.
shit. Hey, what's going on in Puerto Rico?
Not much.
No,
That involves electricity.
people are beating the fuck. Like I see videos of people getting fucked over. What happened?
The infrastructure
I don't
seems
listen
to
to the
still be
news.
very much struggling.
Isn't that American?
It's America, yeah. It's American territory.
What's up? Why don't we?
A lot of people asking the same question. You know, why is it being treated as if it's another world when in actuality it's American territory?
Do they have to pay taxes?
I don't know. It's a good question. They use American currency. You know that.
What's up, man? It's America.
Yeah.
Can they vote
Yes.
in American elections? Okay.
Right? What is it? Like they vote, but they don't actually they don't get. How does that work? They do vote, don't they?
It seems a little unfair.
They don't have like a senator though.
Right. Yeah. They don't have. So they're like DC.
Okay.
Can they have a senator?
No.
Oh.
We'd have to basically make them a full-on state.
Which is what like DC is pushing for. I think there's a push for.
Because if they were a full-on state, would they probably get help right now?
I don't think so.
Oh, I disagree. I think if this happened, the exact same thing happened in Hawaii, it would be a lot more well taken care of by federal forces.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. Well, the world is very tough. And in some places, the world is very, very luxurious.
Yeah, it's a
And
shame,
that's
man.
life.
It's a beautiful place. Good people. Puerto Rico. It's fucked up. It really is.
Whale dick. That's what I think of when I see stuff like that. Whale dick. People use whale dick in their car.
For what purpose?
Super, super expensive leather. The most expensive leather you can get is whale
Yeah,
dick.
the interior, right?
Yeah.
That seems unnecessary.
Yeah, but that's you know what I mean that's how we roll, man.
I wonder, like, what happens? What's right next to Puerto Rico?
Somewhere in the
America?
Caribbean,
Like
stuff.
Haiti, Cuba.
Oh,
What are we
Dominican
over by?
Republic and stuff?
DR.
Looks like the British Virgin
Okay,
Islands.
so they're right next to. Because my question would be, what happens to, like, Dominican Republic or Haiti or Jamaica? Is it worse for Puerto Rico to be affiliated with the U.S., who therefore should take care of it and don't, than it would be to be Haiti, who's not affiliated with anybody and can just go, "Hey, world, we're fucked. Try to help us."
But they've still never recovered from the earthquake.
Right. No, I know they're both bad. I'm just trying to figure out which. If it would be better off for Puerto Rico, given the present state of affairs, to just have nothing to do with us.
I mean, do that right? Like, can you just be like, I'm not paying taxes to you, shit fuck?
They get funding, but in terms of how much they needed when a disaster hits, it wasn't as quickly or as they didn't get enough stuff compared to say New Orleans when they came back from Katrina.
Like, just have you
Wasn't great.
right?
I was gonna say that.
Well, but the fact that the electricity, the lights were back on in New Orleans within. Once the houses got out from under the water within an amount of time.
Better example would be New York after Sandy, right? Was that the big one in
Sure.
New York, Sandy?
Yeah, I was just out there. You go past buildings where they'll have like the water line painted on the side of the building, and it's like 4 feet off the ground.
I think that was the best example for me of like federal aid really kicking ass.
It's weird that we own that island. It's all the way around the other islands and shit.
Right,
Makes no sense. Why don't we own Dominican Republic and Haiti and Jamaica and Cuba?
Believe for military reasons.
Oh, we have to have that island so we can bomb shit from there?
I don't know. I don't know why. But I've been to Puerto Rico a couple times, and there's a fucking huge historical military base, an active one too.
Oh, okay.
And I think maybe during times when wars were fought on ships, it probably was helpful.
Okay.
And when did we get around? 1898. So that's way before that's way before Cuba and that stuff. Like, why do we own Alaska? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, Hawaii too. Hawaii's really far away.
Yeah, but at least that had a military purpose.
Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of this stuff does.
Like, we just got Alaska from Russia. That's odd.
What's going on there? Not a lot, right?
Where, Hawaii?
No, Alaska.
Considering it's the same size as America, no,
It's
not
fucking
not
huge.
a whole lot.
I know, but is there no resources there because it's just frozen?
Oh no, there's tons.
A lot of
So
oil.
who's
Tons.
tapped into that? We are.
We are, yeah.
Oh, so nobody lives
Well,
there.
and so is private, and yeah, right.
Oh, that thing.
Starting to tap in more so than in the past decades.
It was a controversial thing. There's like a huge ton of it is supposed to be protected. The Arctic Refuge. Can we drill in the Arctic Refuge? What's more important?
I know you're saying they're going to ruin nature up there.
Well, what's more important, and again, this is even setting aside the assholes who are predictable about what they're going to yell. It's like, well, if you have a ton of protected area, what if you give up a little bit of it, but then you're energy independent from the Middle East? Because we don't have to buy their gas, we have our own.
Okay, you're
these
right,
are these are decisions.
Yes. It doesn't sound good for the polar bear, that's all I know.
No, I would not think it is.
But look, you had your time, just like we'll have our time. Just like dinosaurs had theirs.
It's a shame that so many animals whose time went on for a really long time are now their time is ending like right now.
Yeah. Who's that?
Thousands of species.
Like
all
who's
the good ones.
Oh yeah, like what?
Like every single thing that's critically endangered.
When you say they're all critically endangered, doesn't that mean that we all just like put a lock on those bad boys and keep them around? Or, you know what I mean? Because
Not
once you
the-
get the mention...
Not the North African white rhino, which is now just done.
It's done. It's gone?
Maybe there's like 2 females left, but the last dude died.
Oh, so you can't... That's
and,
it.
And they had oil tycoon level security around him to keep people from killing him.
And did they get him now?
He died, I think. He just died.
Okay.
Couldn't they have saved his jizz?
I know, right?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Oh.
Okay.
But still, it's like
cram it in there.
He's left, and
What
so
about
are,
the stem cell of them?
he's left, and so are his 2 sisters.
Oh,
Like started all over again.
Well, can't they get another rhino to fuck it? Like
Mutant
just some.
rhino. Yeah, but then it's going to be a half cast.
All right,
Yeah.
but
Look, I don't know all the answers to this, but the last North African white rhino it wasn't like, hey guys, getting pretty bad. Hey, getting really bad. Dude, super, super, super bad. Hey, Leonardo DiCaprio's making a Netflix special about it. The next level. Dead.
let's get rid of pandas.
I'm for that.
Fuck.
I've made jokes about that before. I don't think they're very good.
They're utterly useless.
And I just feel like when you put all that money into something that doesn't want to exist, what about if you put some money from that into rhinos? Because I think rhinos want to stay around.
There's a guy, a big animal conservationist, who famously said that he would gladly eat the last panda in front of everybody if it would mean that all the money that gets poured into saving them went to all the other less cute animals.
And China like runs a like a pit boss game on the whole world with
Tiger dick.
fucking pandas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've had enough.
If you take 2 pandas from China and you bring them to a zoo in Ohio, and they fucking make a baby, that baby belongs to China.
Mm-hmm.
That's not right.
No, and you never
You
own
can't
them.
do that with koalas.
You can do it with practically anything else.
If a koala comes in a koala in America, it's American koala.
It's a naturalized citizen.
Yeah,
It's like
he
a
doesn't
tree
even need a passport. He just walks around doing whatever he wants,
And they're the
slapping cops.
shittiest. Just because they're kind of cute, they're the shittiest animal.
Who are?
Pandas.
They're not just kind of cute. That's the problem. Is China's playing the hand that they have, which is you get a panda in your local zoo, your zoo's fucking balling.
Here's another angle. China is always killing all these other animals, so it's sort of like to return the favor of all the things that you shark fin soup.
They slaughter and eat the best animal.
Right.
Dogs.
Right. For dogs, we should go over there with all dogs and kill pandas with dogs.
No.
Oh!
No. And I'll take it one. I'll take it one further.
Beat pandas, stun them, and then get the dogs to beat them. I mean, I feel like pit bulls and shit could beat a panda anyway, like 20 of them.
I'll take it one further. Let's start a rumor online that, like a fake one, everyone knows is fake, that that panda blood gives you awesome boners. So we gotta all kill him.
All right.
I swear to God, dude, best boner I ever had.
Right, just
Tell
get
me
a
I'm
couple
wrong.
of jacked American guys to be like, dude, secret is panda blood. To be honest,
with all due respect to Viagra, you haven't had
Right.
a hard on until you until you've had panda.
You should have like half a woman on TV saying that she just fucked a guy that drank panda blood. Now she's been split in half.
Is that the animal? Whatever tusk, that reportedly it's been widely discredited, but supposedly it gives you great boners. What was that? The rhino?
That's everyone. Isn't that? Well, the tusks are
the tusks
ivory.
of elephants. Ivory does it, right?
Or the horn, rhino horn.
But yeah, the rhino horn. This guy, you'll notice the dead one. His is cut off.
Yeah,
They
so
cut
that
it
they
off
don't.
to save his life.
Yeah, because otherwise they'll kill him for fake boners when they can make synthetic boners.
Well, and also it's
organic
been
boners.
proven numerous times over that it's not true. It's not real. It doesn't give you better boners.
Buck, if you go on his website, he has buck shots, and they are 100% organic shot that you take that gives you a boner. Boom. No animals died in buck shots. And you don't have to get what is it? You don't have to get Viagra or any of that shit. You can just buy You can buy a buckshot. Hey, look at it, buckshot. It's all organic and shit. It's got CBD oil in it as well. But it also gives you a fucking boner.
And like a boner.
So there you go.
Speaking of natural disasters and such, and Hawaii, as we just were, a volcanic eruption is spewing molten lava and gas.
Is anybody dying?
A community of about 1,700 people have had to evacuate because of burning hot lava.
That's really cool.
Dropping fucking low.
I just hope nobody dies, but it sounds cool when it's like lava spewing out and shit.
Liquid hot lava is pretty rad.
Fire that shoots into the sky
From the center of the earth
makes me feel like, you know, I mean, we should fight.
It's like Satan's loads.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's where they came from. That's where everybody made up the fake bad stuff.
Hell yeah.
When all the lava came out of the ground, that's like you think that's evil, and it's at nighttime when the lava flies out. It probably looks like dancing scary men that come from the center of the earth.
Yes.
To fuck you with a pineapple.
That's right. You've seen Moana?
No. What's Moana?
It's an animated.
Are you trying to? You guys are just trying to make me cry on my weekend. That's all it is.
No. Don't watch Moana. You're not.
I'm not going to.
But yeah, like the bad demon or whatever is it's basically
he's lava.
It's like a black thing.
It's like fossilized lava.
Yeah, that comes out of people saw shit shooting it out of the ground, liquid fire shooting out of the ground, and projected all sorts of bad demonic shit on it.
Yep.
Yeah. But dude, if that's
fucking awesome.
So we're looking at the liquid hot magma coming out in the Big Island in Hawaii, and that's surface level. It's next to the trees. If that's what's happening at the surface, what is the center of the Earth like, man?
Oh, bro, it's so hot. It's super.
I mean, I know you can't see it because you would be surrounded by it.
Your eyes would melt.
But it
way
is
to look
scary.
at it. Yeah.
That deep below us, it's just cooking.
That's what's keeping us alive, though. It's like the power of the energy. I mean, it's like the oven that
How
keeps
close
heating
do
up
you
and
get?
growing the. What do you mean? How close you can get?
Like how deep do we dig?
You know what? How come it's like
only-
super hot in the middle and it's like melt stuff in the middle, and then when it gets to this one bit where it stops melting, because like that one bit must be deteriorating, right?
Because it's
like
next
that-
to the hot bit.
Yeah.
No, I forgot how that works, but there is an explanation for that. Mike, we've only drilled a couple of miles deep. We've talked about this before. I mean, we very literally barely scratched the surface of planet Earth. But think about it, stone people who are listening right now. We are. How hot is the center of the Earth?
20 million.
It's like
degrees.
surface of the sun, isn't it? It's like fucking crazy.
We're standing
That
on
makes no
top.
sense.
We're standing on top of that. We're spinning at thousands of miles per hour. That's the spin of the planet that we're on. And outside of that,
That was
little
like millions of miles an hour, isn't it?
And then on top of that, the planet itself is in a different high-speed spin in the middle of space. That's your day.
And when you think about that, when someone does like a nollie flip tail slide, you're like, fuck, dude. That's magical.
Well, on top of that, think about the majority of the Earth is water that we don't even really know what's
What?
going on beneath it. Like we
because we haven't got into the. I know we haven't got into the
To the
center of the
depths.
Earth, but we haven't even got into the center of the ocean.
They're still looking for that. They're still looking for that boat. They're never going to find it.
Supposedly, they've discovered more area of space than they have the Earth's
Could
ocean.
it, if the pressure builds so much that when ships fall down into 27 leagues into DC, wouldn't it just like crush it into smithereens? Or does it? Or would a ship that
We don't
fell
know.
20,000 million leagues into DC would it still be look like a ship?
Right. Interesting. I'd never thought about
Like how
that.
dense? How much?
So there's some
Well,
kind of
pressure's
like
heavy.
there's some kind of like mapping machine because they think they have a basic sense of where it is. I mean, within like 1,000 square mile kind of area, and so they've been scanning the ocean floor there, looking for plane shaped shit, and that I guess they believe is not so deep that it would be the crushy.
Oh, okay.
Mariana Trench.
Because then the other thing is what about if there's pockets of water that haven't moved for billions of years that have like crazy germs and like stuff that comes out and grows into another thing that's like a man that could take over us. If someone goes down there and starts swishing that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you and I went to a movie like this one time. That's Piranha, right?
Oh yeah, yep. Next thing, well, I mean, yep,
yeah,
pretty
Well,
much.
It's also kind of Cloverfield. A satellite fell deep from space and it went so deep into the ocean it unearthed this crazy beast that had been sleeping down beneath the area of the ocean we couldn't explore.
Because they could totally be in there.
Well, look at the giant squid came up, and that's the most terrifying shit on the planet. I mean,
Wait,
to me,
what giant squid?
they discovered this giant squid off the coast of Okinawa that's fucking enormous.
How big?
Rips whales apart, grabs them and shreds them into pieces.
Bull fuck.
Check it out.
Wait, like 100 foot long?
Like the tentacles are like 30 yards long. Yeah.
Wait, and there's video of it?
How did they get the picture?
Oh my
these
God.
ridiculous deep sea cameras. I believe actually
No, I mean-
James Cameron actually had something to do with it.
I just mean, why didn't he rip them apart?
Oh,
No, this isn't the one. This is the one that they discovered the actual giant squid in Japanese Bay. Oh, not this one.
That one's right up against a bridge while a bunch of Japanese people salivate.
This one is they never came up to surface. It's so deep under the sea that they've got like one glimpse image of it. Like look at that one that did surface, Jason. Look at the size of that fucking thing.
Yeah, what? That's not real.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
it
think that's real.
No, it's not.
That's some Jules Verne shit.
Whatever.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yes.
Giant squid sponge. The one I'm talking about is it's barely ever. Look, far right, Andrew. There you go. I think that's the one. Viral footage video of giant squid swimming.
Okay, I take your word for it. I believe you.
Does that have an eye?
Incredible man. Yeah.
Okay, that's the creepiest thing I've ever. It's very lonely
Squid
to be a
guys.
really giant squid, very many leagues under the sea. Nobody's talking to you. Fucking dark. Everything's slow too. No one's moving real fast.
No, I've eaten those where they like it's the spot where they pull them out and it's still twitching when you eat it.
I think cool.
Bro, it's very good.
But that's seriously that thing is 200 feet long. If you go to the last tentacle.
It says here we're looking at the stats, the tail of the tape on the giant squid, and it the largest ever recorded was 16 to 18 meters, and sperm whales tend to be on average about 18 meters.
So a squid that's the size of a fucking sperm whale.
Yeah, but not so big that it could rip it in half.
Well, they said the tentacles were like sewer caps.
Oh,
who were caps?
Sewer, like a sewer. The the street, like the sewer man.
Yeah.
That's the suction of when they saw the mutilated animals, that the suction was like the size of a sewer cap.
Wow.
Dang.
Wow.
And an Indian man was mauled by a bear.
Yeah? I think someone tried to send that to me today.
Yeah, they probably did.
He
The
died,
video
right?
to me wasn't all that great. I think they said he'd been at a wedding, which I'm
He's
assuming
been drinking?
means that, yeah, he'd probably been drinking for a couple days.
Oh.
And I think the caravan of family that had traveled to the village for the thing were going back to wherever they really live. And I think he stopped to relieve himself in a field.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the bear. Well, no, the bear was hurt or disabled somehow, and everyone's like wasted. And
he went to fuck with the bear.
Take a selfie with it. Take a selfie with it, and the bear got him.
I'm going to take a picture.
The video was a little, in terms of animal destroy man, it was a little disappointing. The bit that I saw was just him being like, "Oh fuck," from a distance, and then you don't see him get ripped in half or anything like that.
It's very big and strong.
But in the end, he does get ripped in half.
He did die.
Yeah.
And then the bear itself was being treated for some injuries as well.
It's all fun and games until you take a selfie with a bear.
Speaking of the wilderness, what do you guys think about this? A guy went hiking, and then
He's gay?
and then he went missing. No, he's married.
All right.
And then he
Yeah,
went missing.
so what? Plenty of them are.
I
Check
believe
out my podcast tonight and find about how many people that are straight hikers that are hiking for PJs.
That's your next album.
No, it's not.
Hiking for B. Come on.
I don't want to be on that one. Go ahead, Michael.
So this guy, he's an older guy. He's like a silver fox. He's like in his 60s.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
And he goes hiking,
Dr. Drew.
and he disappears. Yeah, about similar age. And then he doesn't come back home. And so his wife contacts the authorities, and the authorities start a manhunt for him. And then he turns up in the morning, having stayed in a luxury hotel.
Okay.
And so the authorities go, "You now owe us thousands of dollars because we mobilized this whole thing when you were not really lost."
Right.
He was cheating on his wife.
He sent her a text that said, "Man, I'm just really tired from this hike. I'm not coming home. I'm just going to sleep at a hotel." And the text just didn't get delivered.
Ooh, if he has digital
Right?
proof that he sent it,
That's what I say.
He's off the hook.
That's what I say. You're a 65-year-old man and you hit send on text and it doesn't go and you don't know that? That's not my problem.
Yeah.
So does that mean he's out of it? Or
Okay,
is it-
wait. Did the wife not try calling his fucking cell phone?
No,
Oh, yeah.
she didn't hear from. I guess not. Well,
Right,
maybe,
like,
maybe
why
he
would
had
she
bad
just-
service. Well, he's off in the mountains. His texts aren't sending. Maybe he had poor service. She did try to call him,
Okay, yeah.
and that's why she.
Oh
called
yeah,
the
that phone
emergency.
wouldn't have worked because the text didn't go through.
Yeah.
If they have which I'm sure they do. Obviously, of the cell phone records of her calls and his texts. They
Yeah.
might say they're off the hook.
This was in. He's a professor at Boston University. It was a solo hike over 2 mountains in New Hampshire last month.
Idiot. I'm okay with paying for his mistake, though. He seems like he's done a lot for us.
It sounds
Civilization, that is.
It sounds like Verizon ought to pay for it.
I agree. They've got tons of money, and they're a great organization too.
Great people.
I don't fucking know.
Researchers say
Yeah?
blank made back in the day for terrific weapons.
Jizz,
Frozen shit.
shit knife,
You're weirdly in the ballpark, sort of.
human bones.
Human bone.
Yeah, nah, fuck yeah! Being stabbed with a human bone is diesel. I respect that. I respect dying when someone stabs me with a human bone.
Yep, using imaging, computer simulations, and good old-fashioned stabbing tests.
Yeah, it makes sense.
On daggers made from whatever the materials were back then, including bird bones.
Well,
I could've
bone
told
is
you.
better than tree.
Yeah.
So if you can get a sharp bit on a bone, then you're pretty much home free. I can see how if I lived in prehistoric times and I found a bone and I smacked it on something and it accidentally made a sharp bit on it, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to be keeping this thing until it goes blunt.
I saw a bone tomahawk up in Washington.
Just the end bit was bone or the whole thing?
No, the blade was made of bone.
Ooh.
And I was for sale at like a Native American type. And I was
A
like,
lot
oh,
though, right?
That's mine. And then I saw how much it was. I was like, that's not mine.
Right. Yeah, I figured that.
But bone tomahawk was fucking sweet.
I wonder if I could just make. How do I get bones? I wonder if fucking. No, I shouldn't.
You could make a pretty diesel one out of like a giant porterhouse or a if you just got a big steak with a bone in.
Yeah.
You could make a pretty like a ball peen hammer type thing.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah, I know. And I don't want to buy any more cow. I'm like plant-based in my life.
Well, but if you make weapons with it, it's...
Well, I would only make the weapon with it if I killed it.
So just call Hot Dog and tell him to sneak,
kill a buffalo.
Yeah, but Hot Dog
sneak a
didn't-
femur out.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
Human bones.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to say that because Will's here. But I don't. Yeah, I don't want another
human bone knife.
I agree. I want it. I agree,
The
but
best.
I only want a human knife bone from like, if like I lose my arm and then I can make a knife out of my arm bone. You know?
Wonder if my brother-in-law still has his leg bones.
Does he? Because I would.
I think they got mangled.
I know, but there's still got to be pieces you could make a blade out of.
Yeah, femurs are pretty big.
It's probably weird about that. You should ask your wife to ask him. I don't want to do that.
Hey, can you ask your brother if he has any of his bones?
Jason
left?
wants his bones. I'll you know, what I mean, we'll plug his website every day. You can sponsor the show. Or it'll cost you your bones. Your bones a month.
My friend who had testicular cancer saved his testicles.
Oh yeah, he's got his testes.
Yeah, they're all shredded up in a jar.
I don't want my testes anymore. I
Just
know
one
my
of
wife
them.
really loves them, but testes are annoying. I feel like ever since I got that, what is it thing when you can't make babies?
Vasectomy?
Yeah, I got that thing. It's like my balls are a little higher because they fucking shorten the cord or something.
I don't understand how we didn't evolve away from having dangly balls.
I know.
I would have thought that over evolution would have gone up into our bodies. It does not seem like a good design.
Yeah, but it's an aphrodisiac.
You think?
Yep, chicks dig it. And it's weird because they're ugly, and I think they're ugly, and girls say they're ugly, but without them, it's like you're not official.
Right, but out during the majority of human existence, which is not modern times where girls gave a fuck about shit like that.
But you still got to procreate.
Yeah, but I would have thought that weasels would have come up and bit them, and so we evolved to have them go away.
God made balls for doggy style to hit the clit to stimulate the vagina to keep it fluidy so that you can keep fucking them.
Those were the
Thanks,
original
God.
lyrics to God Gave Rock and Roll to You.
Thank you. That's
God
true.
made your balls to smack the clit. Made your balls to smack the clit.
Yep, that's what it was originally, but fucking record company wouldn't let him do it. Tight asses. God gave rock and roll. Okay, that's what you want. Yep. Constantly being protected, sheltered.
An Irish rules football player, I'm sorry, just a rugby player in Ireland is fighting a dangerous addiction.
He eats
Pussy.
Nah, that's cold there. They don't really do that. I think he eats rocks. He's addicted to tree bark.
No, he isn't.
He drinks
addicted to
beer cans.
reality television.
No.
Eating shoes. He.
It is something he eats.
Yeah, I know, right? He eats some sort of thing that you're not supposed to.
Dryer
eat.
sheets.
He eats his pubes or something.
No. His name is.
He eats carpet.
There's no way I can pronounce it correctly because he has an actual proper Gaelic name. It's Tadig Furlong.
Fuck yeah.
25 years old.
And he is addicted to eating his mum's panties.
Socks.
Video games.
Scabs. His own scabs.
Beer coasters. Potato chip bowls.
Now you've gotten much warmer. In moderation, there's absolutely nothing wrong with eating potatoes.
Oh.
But
Potato
this
chip bags.
strapping young Irishman is putting on weight faster than he can lose it because he eats as many as 6 to 10 potatoes per day.
Wait, raw potatoes.
Is he
Every
doing-
which way.
If he washed it down with whiskey, he'd be like a walking stereotype.
Yeah, that's exactly why I bring this up. He is an Irish man who plays sports for a living, and his team is saying you need to eat less potatoes, and he's like, "No, fuck that."
Nah. He's got a lot of. He needs the fuel. Burn the fuel.
6 to 10's a lot.
Wait,
Full size, like, russets?
Yeah.
Hey, hot dog. Welcome to the show. Are you hearing that we're talking about bones over here? Do you know a guy that could supply some bones for a bone knife, if you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I may know a guy or two. They're kind of rare, though. The femurs are the best, I think. The
Sure.
bone in the bottom.
Makes sense.
You can sharpen them, and, once they're fired up, too, they're a little hardened.
Hmm.
So, it's,
Even better.
harder to break.
Right. Well, if I knew that guy, I'd talk to that guy about grabbing a femur or two for and
Collection.
sharpening it up and making some weapons. But that's what I mean. If I knew the guy.
Yeah, if you got a guy who's a right there, too, facilitate the sharpening and everything.
Right. Well, if I knew that guy, I'd take two.
Word. All right, sounds
Right. Whereas Bond, how are things with you though?
pretty good. Went in at 2, and I was off by like 10, so just been relaxing. Not a bad day.
Right. You know that Ellis Mania might be in August. Do you know that?
I heard September or something on the Sam Tripoli podcast, like they were gonna fight or something, but August, pretty good.
That's cool that you think that you're getting the date from Sam Tripoli on his podcast. That's cool.
I heard it. I don't know.
Who's he fighting?
Dude, all these comedians think they're fighting on Ellis Mania, and I mean, I'm 90% sure nobody's fighting.
You just gotta get them in the room together and pit them against each other. I think that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, the only person I think is showing up is Doug Benson, and he's not fighting. He just really wants to go.
I bet Sam will fight.
Come see us soon, though, okay, hot dog?
Sounds good, guys.
All right. Later, man.
Hot dog's a good dude.
Yeah.
Sam would fight, though. I mean, he's fought before, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, Luis J. Gomez, there's a bunch of guys that are talking about fighting, but I don't think they have, like, an opponent, and I don't think Ari wants to fight. I think people just keep trying to pull him into it, I don't think they really know Ellis Mania. I think they're just sort of...
Ari strikes me as the type of guy that's deceivingly tough. Like, I think he paints himself out to be kind of this nebbishy guy that is neurotic and stuff, but I think he probably is can turn into a mean bastard.
Perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
That's one
I
of the
would
best-
bet. I would bet against that.
That's one of the best things, though, is that you size people up, and more often than not, it's pretty much exactly what you think. And sometimes you're really, really wrong.
I would never have suspected that Sam Shocker could get that gnarly. Like, she really turned it on when she got a couple hot ones to the face.
Well, but she also I'm talking about people who don't even train that just seem to, and I'm not even sure they've been in fights before. That it just turns out they have way more strength than you would guess a guy that size has, or they're way quicker or something. Like, where did Butterballs get all that shit?
What about Dingo? Has he ever fought?
He fought me, kind of. That's about as close as he got, I think. Or didn't he fight Forrest Griffin too? With Danny? I think, not really fighting, but
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Dingo's not the athlete of the century, and it's Vegas, so he's barely conscious by the time it's Ellis Mania. But I do remember when he was fighting me, I was like, go ahead, throw a punch. He threw some.
Oh, mate.
I punched him in the face, and he fell over, but he didn't,
want to quit or anything. I kind of flashed him a little bit.
Can't believe we haven't talked Drew into fighting.
What do you mean?
Just because
it's nowhere near fighting, dude. He's got the whole doctor thing.
I know, but if you pick on him, he gets really agitated. Like if you dare him to do stuff and say, "Oh, you can't do that. You're too much of a pussy. You wouldn't do it anyway." He'll do it. Like he's done that for me a lot. I just can't believe after all the badgering, I can't. But then who would he fight? That's the next best question.
So he may just make it like Ellis Mania 16. Dr. Drew's a pussy.
Yeah.
Wait, he doesn't even show up? We just keep calling him a pussy? That's the end?
Yeah, we just keep on promoting it, and everybody's tweeting at him. I can't wait to...
Well, you know he wants to fight the guy with the mustache. He's always said
Geraldo.
Yeah. But, these guys won't fight.
I don't know if you'd have to pay him, but I know Frank Stallone wants to fight badly. I
Really?
see him all the time, and he talks about it.
Well, I know Frank Stallone. I used to go to Fortunes with him. I mean, if he wants to fight Drew, let's make it happen.
I don't think he wants... That's unfair to Drew.
Oh,
Frank Stallone's good enough that it would be really unfair.
Yeah, he goes all the time.
Yeah, you're talking about a lifetime of gym reps. That adds up to shit. For sure.
Frank Stallone beat the shit out of Geraldo.
Yeah.
Ironically enough.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty close fight, though, wasn't it?
No, it was an ass whooping.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that guy... No, I don't see Geraldo getting back in there if that's what happened to him.
The greatest Ellis Mania you could ever get, who would never ever do it unless you paid him an extraordinary amount of money, which I know you're not going to do, is Adam Carolla. He's really good. He's a really way better than you think he is boxer, and he obviously adds tremendous entertainment value.
I've seen him hit pads.
He would never.
But just who would he fight?
Mario Lopez or something.
Dude, Mario Lopez, come on, dude. You can't... Got to put him against somebody's fucking age. Jesus Christ. Mario Lopez is like...
He's like 40.
He's like a CrossFit dude.
He's really good at boxing.
He is really good at boxing. And he's too young to fight Adam. I mean, Adam's a...
Bonaducci?
You're making up stuff. That's not fair to Danny. I mean, if you can box, you can't put someone up against someone who can't.
I'm sure Carolla would love to.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, he could do that on any Sunday he wanted to.
You might get a couple grand off your asking price instead.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I know, right? No, he'd secretly probably love to be there to do that. I think a lot of people would. Maria.
Hey, Ellis, how are you?
I'm good, Maria. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I just wanted to tell you I've been listening for several years now from Facts and Talk and from everything, and I just love you, man, and I'm so happy that you're around and doing what you do, sober or not. I love you.
Thanks, Maria. I appreciate you listening. Thanks for all the support.
All right.
Take it easy.
All right. Have a good day, babe.
You too. Brock Lobster is on the phone, so I wonder what he wants to talk about. Go ahead, Brock.
Ellis, how's it going?
Good.
So I have a solution for all these comedians who want to fight but don't want to fight. Just put them in front of the musical chairs. I'll get in the ring, defend myself, put them in their place.
Yeah, the thing is with these guys is they're a little bit famous, so they're not going to be put on. They want to be, they want main events. That's why I think it's not going to happen, because they need main events with they want to fight someone where they think they're going to win, and the other person wants a main event where they think they're going to win.
Right.
So as soon as one gets an inkling he's going to get his ass handed to him, he's not in the fight. That's what happens when you put celebrities of any level in fighting. It's not about, you're not a normal person anymore. You can't just win and lose. You have to somebody else witnessed you win and lose, and now they can be like, ooh, you lost, and you have to worry about that. And nobody can tell me that they're not thinking that, because I'm Dana White. I talk to all of you when you sign the dotted line, and you all fucking want that to happen. You all want to know that you're going to beat the other guy before you do it. You all do. Thank you.
Every year everyone thinks they can beat up the Lobster, so why don't you let every comedian, all the biggest stars there are, like Ellis Mania is the biggest star.
All right.
We'll see what the brightest star is.
All right, you're pretty exciting, but you're not that exciting. You're not going to get that fight. No. See, Dana White. There you go. He's in the musical chair fight. Is he going in 2 weight classes now? And he wants to fight all the comedians? You know what? I'm absolutely for it if any of them show up. But
yeah, you should you should take him up on it, and then one of the comedians should be shot.
Yeah, well, you can't. Yeah. See, he ain't showing up either.
These are people I know are not gonna. This is not gonna happen. Got to be a realist here. But I do think there is. I know that I can't say who, but there is somebody in MMA that's really high up there that is now shopping around for me. Because you can't. I can't say who, and I can't say because it's official that you're not allowed to be a part of helping me or be connected to me if you're a part of this other community. So that's makes it way tougher to accomplish stuff. But still, it can be accomplished. There's people out there that aren't all signed to that particular thing.
Do you think Thomas Hayden Church would ever do it?
Nope. Absolutely not. Next question. Not even close. I don't even think once again, I don't think you can get him to go.
To attend?
Yeah. He's just one of those guys, man. He's not... When he's here for an hour or two, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's not even like, I just don't want to deal with all the riffraff and a bunch of pictures.
No,
I'm not sure he likes going to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Talked to Thomas, and he would love to.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Works like crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is what I tell my child when he wants to hang out with me.
Yeah, I'm not bummed out about it. I get it. But I think that if it does happen before it gets colder, I like that. And I already thought of the bat fight of people hanging upside down and fighting upside down.
Ooh.
Yeah, because now I know that we have those. You can hang people from the ceiling. So I'm gonna do the bat fight, and then I wrote down a couple. So I'm working on some new fight ideas so that I don't have to bank on the comedians, because you just can't do that. It's impossible to do that. It's a bad idea.
Right.
I had a terrible idea. I think I ran it by you, but I don't know. It was that you have tattoo artists tattooing someone while they're fighting, and the tattoo artist can also have one boxing glove on as well.
Yeah, it's a really bad idea.
It'd be funny though. You're getting a shitty tattoo while you're also trying to defend yourself.
I just don't know how the Hard Rock are going to let some dude stab another dude with ink.
Okay,
what did even get a tattoo? Remember the dude Canada and America fought, and he couldn't get the tattoo at the joint. They had to go to the tattoo shop.
Could you, bury two guys, whatever, up to their waist with a table, a tablecloth, whatever, and have two guys chest to chest, both getting blown under the table that the crowd can't see while they fight each other?
Oh. Yes, I just want to say yes to that. Katie came up with a good idea, the rope fight. I remember I wanted to do it. Remember the Michael Jackson video where they both are like their hands are locked and they have a knife fight?
Yeah.
Beat it, right?
Beat it.
Yeah, beat it. And then there was some other video where they had a short rope around each other's wrists and they fought each other. And I was like, if you had a short rope around two guys' wrists so that hand could work but you just couldn't get away, to fight.
They did a shitty sport of 10 years ago called X-Arm, where you were arm wrestling and fighting.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's kind of similar, because you had your arms, they had their arm wrestling hands fast.
Yeah, no, I remember there. Well, the other thing is, we're going to do it on the air. We're going to do, we used to do Ellis Mania Laboratory. I'm going to do it in here, because I want to make sure those new fights, if they don't have any potential at all, you'll know real quick. So if anybody wants to be a guinea pig, submit to Ellis at Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
If we know you and you want to be a part of Ellis Mania tryouts. Also, if you do want to be a part of Ellis Mania, I don't have a date yet. I will next week, but you can send videos in, because we're going to need fighters. Same thing goes.
Yep. Next week, I'm sure we'll have more details on the show coming to Canada.
Right. So, we will definitely have the details. So just know that, it's free to get in, and you're just going to have to send either an email or some sort of Facebook thing like that, and it'll probably be 2 at a time. So that somebody doesn't go, oh, I'm bringing 15 people,
Right.
And then fucking Terry shows up, and then there's 14 seats thanks to Terry lying about having friends.
Right, you get a +1, and that's the week of June 11th, and we'll have all the details for that next week.
So the exciting thing is, if you're in Canada, June 11th that week, the Jason L Show will be there, and I'm pretty sure we're not that big. Pretty sure if you want to go and you pay attention to the show, you'll be able to email and get a seat.
And now we gotta go.
Don't die. you update this weekend, Mike?
My wife is leaving on Sunday for a week.
Shit.
Taking the kid?
No. So I'm preparing for my week of babysitting.